Hello and welcome to Ciderwoods Field on the campus of Martinsville High School for a conference matchup where the Artesians host the Stars of Bedford North Lawrence. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your host, Quinn Sparenbleck, and I'm joined here by my broadcast partner and fellow host, Braxton Dilly. And Braxton, the Artesians are coming off one of the best seasons in Martinsville football history.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Quinn. The Artesians definitely impressed a lot of people last year, and they hope to keep impressing people for this upcoming season. And with the win here in the opener, they can put their best foot forward for the rest of the season while also building some momentum for the later opponents.
And meanwhile, on the other side of that field, Braxton, it's the Bedford North Lawrence Stars, who, after some controversies, have recently hired a new head coach who will be looking to establish a good culture here in Bedford.
Just as you said, new head coach, and it'll be imperative for him to start off his tenure at his alma mater with a win. It's going to be tough here tonight versus the Artesians. But with the roster they have, with the returning QB, running back, and even a lot of the offense, he shouldn't have problems settling in. And I think they should be very hopeful here for a good game and maybe even a win versus the Artesians.
Well, Dip Pickle, what are some keys to the game for this potential nail-biter on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with Martinsville first. First, they're going to have to fly around and make some plays. They're going to have their playmakers go around making plays. They're going to have to maintain their gaps, specifically up front on the D-line. They're going to have to go where they're supposed to be, and they're going to have to hold those gaps so other players can go around and make some plays. And lastly, you're going to have to play with some intensity. I mean, you can see this crowd is absolutely loaded. I don't see a seat open. This place was absolutely juiced when I got here. You got cars all around the outside, people standing on the side. So, I mean, the energy is going to be here. They're going to have to feed off this crowd for sure. Looking over for the Stars, firstly, they're going to have to rely on some key pieces defensively to make some big plays. As we mentioned, they have some big players. They're going to have to step up and make some big plays. I think one thing their offense is going to have to start off strong. You know, the Artesian offense, they have some slingers. You know what happened last year, that they were slinging the rock around. I think this year maybe a little bit more run heavy. We may see with Lucas Dewey returning. But I think specifically the Stars are going to have to get going offensively. And then lastly, we talked about the crowd for the Artesians. Bedford's going to have to block out this crowd. They got a lot of people here. I mean, this place is juiced. It's loud. They got the cowbells going. And you can see, you'll see them to the right of your screen, the Artesians making their way onto the field for the 2025 season. This place is rocking already, Quinn.
Oh, you know it. With every seat packed out, with cars out the back, like you said, Bedford's going to have a hard time getting into any sort of momentum or even flow, as this Artesian crowd will make their ears rupture tonight.
And, Martinsville's had Bedford's number in years past. Martinsville's, if you look back at the past couple times they played them, they usually start off their season right with the win here against Bedford. But I know Bedford's going to come out here every year. They want to get that win. So it's really important for both teams to start off the season right, try to get that first win. We're going to see a lot of new faces here for the Martinsville team. QB Chase Davis, he been with the team since his freshman year. He got a little reps his freshman year, but he's been sitting behind A.J. Reynolds, who just went to Marion this year to play some football. So Chase finally getting his shot at QB. He's got the size, I'll tell you. He's a big dude. He can sling that thing. Again, as I mentioned, Lucas Dewey, he's going to be returning the running back. So that'll be a lot of good key pieces returning. They got a lot of guys coming back on defense, too. You know, of course, you lose a guy in Hunter Stroud off to IU. You can't really replace that. And sometimes like that, but, you're going to have guys step up. You're going to have guys like Jason Ferry make some catches.
And also to mention here tonight, we got Operation Football in the crowd. Definitely a good halftime show here.
Absolutely. They kicked it off this morning. I think, 6:15, something like that. They were up before the sun was, so they had the students going. I mean, these guys have been waiting since bright and early this morning. Looks like I think we're getting ready to do the national anthem, so we'll send it over to the PA announcer and stand up. Nice performance there from the Martinsville Artesian Band. We are just getting ready to kick things off here at Ciderwoods Field. This, as we mentioned, should be a pretty interesting game. It always is. The first game of the year, you never really know what to expect. A lot of teams trying to find their identities.
Especially with a new identity here in Martinsville, with this almost sort of changing of the guard, with the last of the old team here that made it to regionals, had the best record in school history, helping to teach and raise these new young guys to help bring the team forward and establish a new culture here.
You know, and there's obviously a lot of expectations for this year's team. Last year, again, as you mentioned, the most wins in Martinsville history, football history. And when you got to try and replicate that, it's going to be tough. But we know what the team did last year, and they still have some pieces from that team here still on the field tonight. So it should be interesting. Again, I mean, we're talking about maybe one of the greatest teams ever in Martinsville history last year.
And going out for the coin toss, it looks like Adam Brenham, number 9, Grady Gardner, number 8, Lucas Dewey, and number 11, Landon Potteroff. And meanwhile, for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars, we have number 59, Brady Byers, number 12, Dason Kirby, number 36, Gibson Crane, number 5, Luke Morris. And finally, to round out the coin toss for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars, number 9, Noah Strausser.
See the ref there chopping it up with the players. Usually in one of those meetings, you're kind of getting let's play safe, let's play physical, let's play the right way. Good luck to both teams. You know, nothing too crazy.
Just got to establish those ground rules for every game. To make sure no one gets a little bit too physical.
Yeah. You never know. You know, it gets a lot of emotions high. I have a feeling the Artesians probably going to return this. They usually, if they win the toss, they want the ball. They want to go down and score quick. So we'll see what happens if they win the toss. And I see some people crowding Duggar over there. I think that might be the kickoff return team. We'll see.
If they win the coin toss, that has to be the return team. But if they don't, I feel like Duggar will still be happy to start off this game on defense, try and stifle any momentum that Bedford tries to build, and then get his guys out there, try to score quick, and really set Bedford off.
Yeah, it goes back to the keys to the game. Bedford, specifically, we talked about how we think their offense needs to start off right. If you're going to try to score as many times as the Artesians can, it's going to be tough. And whenever you got a defense like the Artesians, too, it's going to be hard to score. But I think specifically the Stars, what they're going to do offensively, it's going to be really important, especially those first couple drives trying to settle in. And, you know, nerves are running high, first game of the year. So you got a lot of tension there. I think it's just going to be very interesting to see how they're going to start off this game. You know, if the Artesians do, they're going to come out swinging. They're going to try to get in the ball in the end zone as quick as possible.
And it definitely looks like Martinsville will be returning for the first possession of the game. Duggar really must like to see that.
Yep, looks like Grady Gardner, Jace LaFerry set out there to try and return this. Here we go. 2025 season about to kick off for the Artesians. Again, we talked about how great last year was. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going.
Definitely has to be number 1 on Duggar's to-do list. Keep that momentum going, especially against one of the toughest rivalries in Martinsville history, especially back in the 90s when Bedford had a monster team year in and year out.
Oh, yeah.
And kickoff here from Bedford.
LaFerry's going to get a shot out of here.
Running over to the side and easily out of bounds.
So Artesians, like we mentioned, Chase Davis going to take over the helm at quarterback. First play of the game. I would watch for Landon Casey. He might get a jet going to our sideline here. We'll see what happens.
And you just love to see Operation Football on the sidelines with the MHS cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah.
Cheering our boys on tonight.
A lot of cheerleaders, a lot of people down there. Again, like I mentioned, watch for the jet here for the Artesians. See if they can
and of course,
have a good first play here.
An important first snap here for junior quarterback Chase Davis. And it
Nice.
was, like you said, a jet to number 2, the Artesians.
Yeah, nice run
Landon
there.
Casey.
Nice run there by Casey. Casey, the play's designed to go outside, but he sees a hole. Nice blocking up front for the Artesians. He's just going to put the foot in the ground, go get what you can. Picks up about half of the stick, so you can't complain there. And again, the Artesians, they're going to try to get people to jump off sides. Their big thing they like to do. They like to run to the line. They like to have a dead call. They don't have a play ran, but you're going to try to get them to jump off sides. See if you can get a free first down here on 2nd and 5.
And a fake run play. Oh, and a pass.
You don't think he came down with that one. A little RPO action. Davis had the chance to hand it off, but he saw something on the outside, and he was open right there. He put it on the money, but good play by the corner over there. Looks like the Stars wanted that one to be a fumble, but I don't think he had full control there.
Definitely a good ball, but definitely a good play by Bedford to strip that ball out of number 17's hands.
You know, I think that's important for Chase Davis too. You know, obviously first time starting knowing you're the QB1. You know, as I mentioned, he started a white in the game his freshman year, but this is his team now. And I think right there, showing that he can put the ball on the money right there, that's a good sign for the Artesians, just kind of letting him settle in, put the ball where he needs to put it.
And another throwing play here for the Artesians, which is sailed and nearly intercepted by Bedford. Number 5 nearly making that play, Luke Morris.
Yeah, they rolled Davis out there, trying to hit someone on a little hitch route there, but just overthrown, almost intercepted. So it looks like Artesians going to be forced to punt here on the opening series.
And definitely not what you would love to see if you're Duggar. A quick 3 and out. You know, not really a good momentum builder.
Yeah, you know, as I mentioned, tensions are high. You know, nerves are definitely playing a factor, especially, you know, anytime you're starting a year off going, especially offensively, you got to set the tone. And I'm sure things will run a little nerve-wracking there. Stars will try to return this great play. Great play down there by the Artesians. See if we can get a number there.
And Chase Davis definitely has to be feeling the pressure tonight because Bedford has some star defensive talent. One on the defensive end and as well as one in linebacker that is just really tough. They're going to make it really hard on this junior QB in his first game. And it's just not going to be an easy first game here for Chase Davis.
No, I mean, again, the Stars are a tough team. You know, years past, they relied on the triple option. But again, a new coach here, they're gonna spread this thing out more. So not typically what you have seen in years past from the Stars, but I think we're going to see a lot of balls flying in the air tonight. Let's see if the Artesians, specifically the secondary, can crack down on them again. You're returning 2 safeties, Grady Gardner. Reese Wolf is returning. You know, Adam Brandon, who played corner last year, returning as well. So you got some guys returning that know what to do here.
And an outside run there by Bedford. Gets easily wrapped up and taken down by this Artesian defense.
Beautiful flow to the football there from the Artesians. Did see a couple flags, so I have a feeling that play won't even count. Probably going to back them up here.
But the senior, number 23, Bradley Wilson making that play.
Looks like it was a false start against the against the Stars. So that'll back them up 5. They'll get a chance to redo this first down.
And while not the best thing to see if you're Bedford, it's not a drive killer either. You know, just taking a 5-yard penalty off an offsides. Not what you'd love to see, but it is the start of the season. Nerves are high going into an opponent's stadium.
And again, you wonder if this crowd played a factor. I mean, again, they're not an open seat. You got people lined up. I see the concession stands lined up. People are still lining up to get in the gate. I mean, this place is a place to be. In Martinsville on a Friday night, this place absolutely packed.
And an outside run play to number 8, Bedford's Brody Horton. The junior, 5'10", 170 pounds. Definitely not someone you would want to go up against if you're a defender.
No, he's a pretty tough guy. Tried to get the edge there. Only able to get a couple. Again, I like the Artesian flow to the football. They're all kind of going up, getting them together. It's not a solo tackle. You got 5 dudes flying around to the football. Usually something good's going to happen.
I mean, that's one of the keys to the game. Fly around, make big plays, like Duggar said.
Big players make big plays.
Looks like they are stacking the box here a little bit. And it's an outside pass over to the left side. Number 10, Bedford's Malachi Goodman.
Yeah, Kirby played it really well there. Threw it out there to Goodwin. And, that's just taking what's given to you. You have some stuff over top if you want to take a shot. But, again, in a second and long situation, you're just trying to pick up half the sticks, get this third down a manageable one. And I expect the Stars to probably air this one out here. You got about a 3rd and 5 to go. So unless they're going to run the ball twice, I would expect them to air it out here.
But Bedford's definitely done a really good job of digging themselves out of that penalty they incurred earlier.
You know, you got a self-inflicted wound at the beginning, but 2 solid plays right there to get them right back here in a 3rd and manageable.
And a very deep pass, which is sailed, unfortunately for Bedford. That's number 4, Parker Kern, that he was aiming for.
Yeah, Kern on the post route there. You had an out route and a post route. He was there, just a little overthrown. Good defense there by the Artesians trailing. And the Artesians, just when they go 4 and out, the Stars, they're going to go 4 and out as well. The Artesians going to get another crack at this thing on offense.
Well, so far here in the first quarter, not 3 minutes in, but it already looks like it's going to be a defensive battle here between Bedford and Martinsville.
You know, I think both of these defenses, obviously, very good. I think offenses may struggle to score, especially early, but I think once, especially the Artesians get rolling on offense, I think we'll see a lot of points on the scoreboard.
Fairly short punt there from Bedford.
It may have went off the side of his leg there. It didn't look like, I can see his emotions right now. He doesn't look like he is too proud of that one.
A little bit more practice. He'll still get into his style, though.
So Chase Davis going to get another crack at this one again. He had one ball right on the money earlier, but again, the Stars defense played really well on that coverage, and one kind of went a little too high. So I think, again, nerves are high for him. And I mean, see if he can settle in here, make some good throws. And again, I think number 8, Lucas Dewey, is going to play a big factor tonight. Give the ball to him. Let him go to work. I think he's one of the best running backs in the state. Again, ran the ball last year for the Artesians. Plays defense sometimes as well. He's just a tough guy who's gonna go and get some yards when you need him. Really tough player.
It's definitely tough when you're facing a team with 2 star defensive edges. One in number 36, Gibson Crane, another in number 59, Braden Byers. And it's just definitely going to be tough for Chase Davis to create anything here tonight when he's constantly feeling pressure.
Yep.
So he's just going to have to get that ball out quick, get it to like a slant route or a post route, and just try and find what he can to get down the field.
A solid run there by Dewey. Dewey just getting the ball and going straight up field. Just putting the foot on the ground. Nice blocking up front from the O-line. Dewey gets about almost the first down. You got about a yard to go. So now you can change some things. You can take a shot here on a 2nd and 1. You can do whatever you want here.
And speaking of Dewey, averaging 7 yards per carry last year. Definitely one of the stars for that Artesian team last year. 795 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was. I mean, you give the ball, and you know he's going to go get positive yards no matter what.
Yeah.
Looks like he did get positive yards there, but there was a flag. Let's see if we might have a hold on the Artesians.
And it looks like the Artesians are backing up all the way back to about the 10-yard line, about to the 10 yards behind the sticks where they started.
So it'll be about a 2nd and 11 again. Those penalties tend to happen, especially first couple games of the year. You're not really in the flow of things yet, but by the time you get to week 3, 4, you see a lot of those penalties not be thrown as much. Again, first game of the year, a lot of jitters, a lot of people here, nerves flowing. So don't be shocked if you see a lot of yellow flags here on the field tonight.
And a fake run to Lucas is a nearly complete pass to Martinsville's number 17, Riley Butler, but he just slipped through his fingers, just couldn't get his hands on it.
Beautiful route concept there. You had Butler on the slant, and Davis put it right in the money. Butler right through his hands. You want to see him come down with that one. But I feel if you're there, teams, you got to feel good about where Chase is putting the balls right now. Our team's receivers, they just got to step up, make some big plays.
I mean, it's like you said, it's first game jitters.
Yep.
Everybody will tighten up as the game goes on. Chase Davis is doing really well for his first start. He's putting the ball on the money with this defensive end pressure he's getting from Bedford.
Yeah, I mean, they're loading this sucker up. Nice screen pass to Dewey there. When he gets downhill, that's scary. Here we go. Are they going to go for it? We got about a 4th and a long one, probably 2. Beautiful screen pass there to Dewey. When you see 5 dudes running unblocked at your QB, you better hope it's a screen pass or the Arties are in trouble. Arties going quick here. Don't be surprised if they try to get him to jump.
And it looks like Duggar is keeping his boys out here to go for it on 4th down.
Stars doing really well, not biting on the no plays there.
Doing especially good.
They're going to go for it. Let's see what they're going to get here. Try to get him to jump again. Didn't do it. I would expect a little RPO, most likely handed off to Dewey here. Go get the first down. Dewey gets it easily.
And
Beautiful.
that is the first down of the game.
Beautiful vision. That play expected to go straight uphill, but he sees the gap. He sees it's kind of closed up in the middle. He's going to go bounce that thing outside. Knows where the sticks are. Gets tackled a couple yards behind it. Just a really smart play by Lucas Dewey, knowing the down and distance, knowing what he needs to do. Just a beautiful all-around play there from Lucas.
And I feel like that's kind of like the second weapon of Dewey. You know, he has the physical attributes to just plow through you if he needs to, but he also has the brains to know when he needs to pick a better option.
Absolutely, too. And I think some underrated. He's got some legs on him, too. He's got some wheels. He can run. Nice catch there from the tight end, Potteroff, running an out route, and that might have been a fumble. We will see. I think it's the Stars.
And getting everybody off the pile, it looks like
Was it called fumble?
the refs were a little confused here. And it is Bedford's ball. An official Artesian fumble there by Potteroff gives the Bedford North Lawrence Stars another possession here early in the game.
Potteroff ran the out route there. Nice throw and catch. He had a guy on him the entire time. He made a great catch, though. But as he's coming down, just losing the ball again. He's a defensive player converted to an offensive player. Played tight end a lot. Played defensive end a lot. They switched him to tight end this year. But tough break there for the Artesians. Looked to be about a 5-yard gain. And now Stars have it just about the 50-yard line here, Quinn.
But, I mean, it's definitely been tough for both offenses here. And while Bedford has only had one drive, I feel like they're still going to have pressure here with this Artesian home crowd, making it difficult. And it looks like they're trying to go for a deep pass here.
Caught that on the sideline. Wow.
That is a fantastic catch there.
Very impressed for the poise from Dason Kirby over there. A lot of great protection up front. He had time in the beginning. He kind of sat back there, didn't see anything, so he's going to roll out to his left. And beautiful right there by the receiver, too, coming back on the sideline. Gets the foot in bounds. A very impressive play there from Kirby, understanding where his pressure's coming from. Roll out the opposite way. Nice throw and catch there from the Stars.
And, I mean, I felt like Kirby knew his deep route wasn't going to work, so he kind of doubled back, created a little bit of a post route. And a little bit of a rushing tack there by number 14, Cam Gates.
Yeah, nice push up front there from the Stars, but the Artesian D-line kind of kept fighting, kind of working over, and then the linebackers came in, cleaned that one up. You like to see that, especially on jets. You know, jets meant to go outside, but anytime you can put that foot down and try to get whatever yards you can, they try to do it there, but the Artesians right where they need to be. And anytime a jet goes for 1 yard, you'll live with that.
I mean, definitely part 2 of the game plan, maintain their gaps. Got to close up the gaps, make sure nobody can get through, limit that rushing game, force them into deep balls, which can be costly interceptions. And number 4 here for Bedford North Lawrence, Parker Kern, dodging some tackles, but eventually getting taken down just a little bit short of the first down marker.
Like what the Stars are doing, just taking what's given. They see Artesians playing a little soft on the outside. They're just going to run a simple hitch route. Nice throw and catch from Kirby. And Stars they're in a third and manageable here, about a 3rd and 2. Wouldn't be surprised if they hand this one off, probably in 4-down territory.
Ooh.
I don't think he got it. The Artesian D-line held their ground there.
Just
Artesians flown to the football. I think it's going to be short, but I think in this point of the game, you're on the Artesian side of the field here. I wouldn't be surprised. They're getting some bigger dudes in here.
I mean, that's a tough 4th and 1 if you're Bedford. You know, you thought you had a hole. It gets closed up really quick by that Artesian D-line. You try to run around, but you're just caught before you can get to the first down marker.
Yeah, looks like the Stars going double tight end here and 3 running backs in the backfield. So I will be shocked if they don't run this ball. Artesians better get to him. It's going to be close. I think he got it by a little bit.
And that is indeed a first down for Bedford. They're second of the game and second of this drive. And it looks like they're really putting it together here early on.
Yeah, they really sold on the run. They knew what they were doing. Artesian defense tried to load up the box there, but just too many white jerseys there blocking for the running back, able to get the first down. Solid drive here, I think, for both teams. You know, you take away the fumble for the Artesians. They started to get things rolling. And right now, I think the Stars kind of figuring some things out here on offense.
And now Bedford here for their second first down of the game. And a nice post route there to number 15, Jaden Gilbert.
Nice throwing catch there from Kirby to Gilbert. Gilbert ran a simple out route, and again, I think one of the Stars' game plans here is just taking what's given. They're not trying to go over top or deep necessarily. They're just going simple out routes, and I think it may force the Artesians to kind of tighten up coverage on the outside. We'll see what adjustments the Artesians will make if the Stars are going to continue to try to do that. Stars, though, in the red zone here, threatening to strike first.
And a deep ball over to number 4, but he's just out of bounds.
Kern caught it. But, man, what a great defensive play there by Adam Branham. Stayed with him the whole time. You're told whenever the receiver's hands go up, you put your hand right in the middle. He did that and pushed him out of bounds. Perfectly played there from Branham. What a ball there from Kirby, though, as well. He put it right on the money, only where his guy could get it. That was a solid catch there from Kern, too. Just couldn't get the feet down. Again, great play there from Adam Branham, not allowing that touchdown.
Definitely scaring the Artesian home crowd here a little bit.
Anytime a ball goes up, when it's a jump ball like that, you kind of hold your breath. Not sure what's going to happen.
I remember a similar jump ball like that last year during the Decatur game to win the game.
Oh, yeah. What a ball.
And a nice ball there for number 15, Jaden Gilbert, for the first touchdown of the game here for Bedford.
I think Bedford O-line making some really solid blocks up front. They're giving Kirby time to make these plays, and what a dime right up through the heart of the defense right there in the middle. He kind of rolled around, wanted to go left, wasn't there, looks right up the middle. Guy gets free there, and the Stars strike first here at Siderwitz Field.
Definitely not what you'd love to see if you're Duggar, but it can still be easily turned around and easily turned in the Artesians' favor, even if they are starting the game down 7-0.
Jesus, a lot of pressure there. Almost tipped that block, or excuse me, tipped that kick. But the Stars hop out on top, 7-0 here with 4:46 to go in the first quarter. Can really like that drive from the Stars. You start off going 4 and out. Artesian defense kind of punched them in the mouth, and then you get the turnover. Momentum shifts, and the Stars just able to slowly but surely pass that thing down the field. Didn't see a lot of runs there. They aired that thing out. Again, not a lot of deep balls. They kind of took what's given. A lot of out routes, something over the middle, short routes, and they were able to complete them. And slowly but surely, they were able to march their way down there and strike first here at Siderwitz Field.
And not to mention some decent running plays here, too. Some decent jets out.
Yeah, they had a gutsy 4th down call. You loaded up everyone, trying to get as many blockers as you can. They were able to get the first down. And then from there, they just started rolling really down the field. You couldn't really stop them. And now I think it's going to be really interesting. How do the Artesians respond after Stars took it to them right there? You know, they capitalized off the turnover. Artesians need to take care of that ball and just do their thing, and I think they're going to do just fine here.
Well, I mean, we all know last year the Artesians were a little bit of a second-half team, definitely savoring their energy to show up in the later quarters.
I mean, that you call them the comeback kids. They just did not quit. There's no fighting those guys. And, again, I don't think there's any fighting these Artesians tonight either. So I think this is going to be a good one.
Oh, it'll definitely be, especially with it being a historic rivalry here. And it looks like number 6 for the Artesians here, Christian Coons.
Yeah, Coons trying to make a man miss there. Wasn't able to do it. Beautiful coverage there from the Stars, able to get him down. So now the Artesians going to get another crack at it here. Again, Chase Davis leading the way. You got Dewey in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised if they hang their hat on the running game here, because when you saw him handing it off to Dewey, you saw glimpses of just positive. You know, you don't take the risk of airing it out with letting the secondary BNL make a play. So,
I mean, definitely if you're Duggar here, you want to just find any positives you can right now, try and instill some motivation into this Artesian offense.
Take the motion, beautiful play there from the Stars, flow into the football, able to get Lucas Dewey, I think, behind the line of scrimmage. There, nice flow to the tackle there by Grady Dalton.
And that is a very hard thing to do, to try and catch Lucas Dewey behind the perimeter.
And that was a good play design. You got the jet motion, trying to get some eye candy, get some people flowing out to the left side. No one did. They stayed home in their gaps, and they're flowing to the football there. Nice tackle. They're getting Dewey behind the line of scrimmage there.
And a little bit of a tip there by the defensive line.
Yeah, you fake the handoff. You had an RPO there. I think they did have a man running over the middle there, but again, this D line from the Stars making another play. They were able to get a hand on that one. Now you're in a 3rd and long here. The Artesians expect a no play and probably a rollout pass or a pass of some sort, because.
And I feel like the Bedford North Lawrence Stars pass rush has definitely been having an almost a very good game here today. You know, just limiting Chase Davis here, because Chase Davis has definitely thrown some great passes that, although not caught, would have still been very, very good.
Yeah, that one a little too high there for the Artesians. They tried to go to LaFerre, just put a little bit too high. The Artesians forced to punt yet again, 2nd time here. Again, another 4 and out. They had that on their first possession, and then their last one, they started to get things rolling, but then they had the turnover, and now they are forced to punt. And anytime you see your punter in the end zone, usually not a good sign, Quinn.
Still a very good punt that time for the Artesians.
Beautiful punt there. Wow.
Flips the field. That's the best you can hope for in a type of punting situation like that.
You're punting in the end zone, you get it to the other 40. You're not gonna complain about that ever. What a punt.
Especially with
from the Artesians with Charlie Rawlings, just putting that thing, sending it down.
Especially with the pressure he was facing. A couple of Bedford's guys getting around the line there, trying to rush to him, get that safety.
I don't blame him. You know, whenever you're backed up that deep, just send the house, try to get a hand on it. And they almost did. But this Artesian defense is going to be tested yet again. I think especially the secondary, going to have to lock things down because the Stars are airing things out a lot. We'll see if the Artesians can cook up here. Though the hot pass gets the edge. Nice solid run there. Artesians run that similar play a lot with their slot receivers. You just send them in motion, do a little hot pass jet. Got the edge there, able to pick up a decent amount. So you pick up about half the sticks, and you got a 2nd and 5. This opens up the playbook a lot. I think, you know, you can air things out knowing that if you have an incomplete pass, you're still on a 3rd and manageable. So I think specifically the Stars may want to take a shot here or try to pick up big chunky yards here. We'll see what they do.
I mean, definitely, like you said, that jet play is definitely one of the top Artesian plays in the playbook. But I feel like
Oh, he fumbled it. I think
there.
the Artesians are going to get on that one. Wow.
Number 36 for the Artesians.
I don't know how that cannot be Artesians' ball. That one fumbled and went right in the hands of the Artesians. That should be Artesians' ball. Yeah. We'll see.
36, linebacker Joel Sumner, quick to get his hands down on that ball. After not 1 but 2 fumbles there by the Bedford North Lawrence Stars.
Well, they're chatting here. I'm not sure how it wouldn't be Artesian ball. That ball was, no one had possession there, and the Artesians fell on it. They have the Artesians ball from their sideline ready to play on offense, but they have not made a final word. Again, just a bad snap there, just over the head. Running back tried to corral it, but it took a couple wild hops. Stars, they're trying to line up and go. They want this ball and to try and do something, but the refs are going to have a long conversation here. I would be very
I mean, Bedford's definitely tried to do a lot of high snaps today, and the quarterback's done a good job of jumping up and getting it.
Yeah, they have had a couple snaps that go a little bit over the head, and the Stars are going to get this ball. Not really. The only logical explanation I could think here is that they're saying the running back, when he tried to jump on the ball, he must have had complete possession before he let go of it. Man, what a break for the Stars, because that would have been, I mean, they're still in a 3rd and forever, but the Artesians could have had the ball almost at their own 20, or at the Stars' 25-yard line.
And the Artesians are definitely letting them know it today.
Yeah, the fans not happy about that call. Can't really blame them. You know, a lot of confusion. You're not really sure what was called, but here we go. You got a 3rd and long. Artesian defense needs to step up here. Don't want a big chunk of yards here. Force the Stars to punt. Let's see how this defense will respond here. You know they're going to air it out. Let's see what happens.
If they manage to keep the Bedford North Lawrence Stars here to a 3-and-out.
Grady Gardner laying the boom there. That one almost would have picked up the first down. Beautiful ball there. Had a chance, but Grady Gardner just laying the boom, not allowing him to get near that thing. But we do have a flag.
And that would have been a nice catch by number 10's Malachi Goodman.
Flag will be on the Stars.
And they're going to back them up even further.
Will be 4th down. Stars going to have to be forced to punt here. Artesians going to decline that penalty. It's going to be a 4th and forever, no matter what. Don't give them another chance to try and pick up the first down. So wisely declined, and the Artesians will have the ball back after that high snap that really threw things off course here for the Stars. They couldn't really recover after that one.
And
Ferry set to...
after a terrible mistake there.
Uh-oh. Might have got a hand on it. Whistle's blowing.
This might be a roughing the kicker penalty.
I think something happened maybe before the snap. Usually when they blow it dead before a receiver can catch it. Someone either went off sides, they didn't have enough players. Maybe a timeout was called. Looks like the Stars are just going to get another shot at kicking this, but the Artesians had some pressure there. I mean, they had 3 dudes in the face of Stars punter there. Let's see if the Artesians can get some pressure. Again, you're sending pretty much everyone but the 2 corners and the return man right now. They got it. They got a tip.
And there is another flag down on the field.
It's going to be a false start against the Stars, and they're lucky they did false start because the Artesians.
That would have been a very bad block for Bedford.
Yeah. So they're going to back up 5 more yards. And if I'm Coach Duggar, man, I'm sending that house again. You almost had it the first time. You had it that time. They're sending a lot of pressure on the edge there. Bradley Wilson, one of them, was getting his hands on it. I think one of the toughest jobs in football is whenever you're kicking a field goal and you're the outside guy, you just got to basically try to block by standing there. But another one, when you're on the punt team, you got to try to block dudes just running straight up at you. That's a tough ask. And right now, Stars are going to have to do it if they don't want this kick to be blocked. No way they block it again. They might have got a tip on it there. Not a great punt. It probably going to bounce back. Sure does.
But definitely a sky-high kick.
Yeah, you want to get more leg into that one, try to make it more of a line drive. But nonetheless, Artesians will have the ball in Stars territory. Can't really complain about the field position here. The Artesian offense going to get another chance here. They started off slow, and then they had a little promising drive that got cut short by a turnover. And the past 2 have just been not very good. 4 and out here. So let's see if they can maintain a solid pace. I think getting Dewey involved here will definitely not hurt anything. We'll see if Chase can make some good reads, give the ball to his playmakers, and the Artesians can get things rolling here.
And if you were Duggar, what would you be telling these Artesian offensive squad?
You just got to maintain your composure. Emotions are high. You're kind of worried at times. Lucas Dewey just pounding and grounding. That'll be enough for a first down and even more. But then go back to what I was saying. You got to maintain your emotions. Football is a game of emotions. You got to stay level-headed. Don't get too high when things get really good. Don't get too low when things get bad. You got to kind of stay in the middle. And I think right now the Artesians doing a pretty good job of what it looks like is staying level-headed. Lucas Dewey right there, nice blocking up front. Why not give it to him again? And he's just going to go trucking down, pick up half of it. And if I'm Coach Duggar, I'm just saying, hey, give the ball to 8, give the ball to 8, give the ball to 8. Let the big dudes up front go to work, open some holes. Lucas Dewey running the ball hard right now.
And definitely what you would love to see if you're an Artesian squad that has suffered a lot of nasty mistakes in this game so far. Down 0-7, you're just looking eager to make it level on this playing field before going into the second quarter.
Especially, this reminds me of a drive, again, the second drive of the series or season. They're driving, and then they had a turnover. Right now they're driving. They need to not create a turnover. Got to take care of the football, do what they're told here.
And Lucas Dewey straight up the middle again, just plowing through these defenders.
I would not want to be a defensive player when Lucas Dewey's running at me. I think I'd probably get out the way. But, man, he is running really hard, just putting that shoulder down, just trucking over people. Artesians in the red zone now threatening to make this a tie game.
And, I mean, it almost looks like to me when it's a pass rush, Bedford does really, really well because they're star defensive ends. But when they send Lucas Dewey up the middle, they just have a really hard time with that singular defensive tackle.
Again, credit to the O-line. They're getting some movies. They're moving some bodies. Nice block there. Potter off, sealing off the edge. Lucas Dewey just runs right past him. Again, you're almost picking up a first down on these first down runs. And whenever you're getting this big chunky yards, the Stars have no answer right now. I mean, Lucas Dewey just really putting it down. Again, credit to the big dudes up front. You're returning 3 offensive linemen from last year, so you got a lot of experience up front. And why not run behind the big bodies up front, creating some big holes.
And it looks like it's another handoff, but this time to the Artesians.
I think the Stars are kind of catching on. You get
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 runs in a row. All right, let's load the box and try to stop that run there. Stars, nice flow to the football. They got a good push up front. The Artesians had to pull in a guard there, try to get around, but the Stars just too quick there.
And if Bedford has figured the run game out here a little bit, it looks like Chase Davis might have to throw for his first touchdown of the game here.
We'll see what happens. Don't sleep on the tight end here. He could slip out, try to make a catch. We'll see what happens.
With less than a minute to and that is a nice sack there by Bedford's number 2, Driven Axum.
Just miscommunication there for the Artesians. Chase Davis hands the ball off to the right, but his running back's on the left. He goes, I'm not sure if Dewey knew he was even supposed to get the ball there, but little miscommunication. Artesians, just when you think they're rolling, it is 4th down, so they're going to send out Charlie Rollins, who had the nice punt earlier. He's going to have a chance to get the first points of the season here.
Definitely just trying to escape with 3 points here before the end of the quarter. Artesians, had a few mistakes here early in the first, but it's to be expected with a team that's kind of a mix between veteran seniors and new guys who are just getting their first starts of their careers.
Not a doubt with that one. How about when you got a kicker like Charlie Rollins, so you can just pull out the back of your pocket whenever you need. When things get tough, you can't quite get in the end zone, just say, hey, Charlie, go get me 3.
It's almost like an Army Swiss knife.
Yeah, just absolutely splits the uprights there. That would have been good from way farther back. Beautiful kick there from Rollins. You like to see the Artesians on the board. You obviously you want to come out with 7 there, but you'll live with points, and 3 points is better than none. So the Artesians finally get on the board. Let's see if this defense can stop the Stars once again. And when you look back at the last possession for the Stars, the Artesians didn't really stop. The Stars kind of stopped themselves. You had they're getting things rolling, and then you got a 2nd down, and you got a snap goes 20 yards over his head, and then that sets you back 3rd and 20. And then you don't really have anything to do on 3rd down. You try to throw it a pass, but again, the coverage for the Artesians was pretty good there. So the Stars are kind of beating up themselves here. If they can maintain their composure, control. I think the Stars can have another good drive.
I mean, it's just like the Artesians. They both had their own mistakes. They both had their things they can work on. And, both teams have just needed like a quarter to try and get into this new flow, feel themselves. And even if Bedford does have most of their offense coming back and still has more of a game plan that in place than what Martinsville has, they're still struggling here because it's the first game of the season.
Yeah, first game. You don't have the playbook down 100% yet. You're going to make some silly mistakes. It's just kind of what happens. What a kick here from Rollins. That one going to go to the soccer field over there pretty much. Man, he put that one. Got some leg under that one. So this Artesian defense going to be tested once again. Again, made the stop last time. Let's see if they can make another defensive stand. The secondary going to be tested once again. I think one thing that the Artesians are going to have to do defensively specifically the defensive line, I think they're going to have to get to Kern and try to interrupt his passes, try to get some tips, just pressure him, make him have to make a decision quick, because right now I think they're getting a lot of time. Kern's able to go through his whole progression. If something's not open on the left, he's able to try to get something over the middle. But I think specifically this D-line going to need to get some pressure, and maybe the Artesians even dial up some blitzes here. Another high snap.
Definitely not what you'd love to see if you're Bedford's new head coach, just a lot of high snaps.
Yeah, these self-inflicting penalties, or not penalties, but self-inflicting type of plays when you snap it up in the head, almost over the head. That was a great catch there from Kern. But, whenever it goes right there, you can't really get an offensive rhythm. It goes almost over the head, so you got to go up and get it, and you try to go down and give it to him, but it just doesn't really work here.
And that will do it for the first quarter. You are watching Martinsville, the Martinsville Artesians football on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel and IHSA TV. We will see you here at the beginning of the second quarter. Hello and welcome back to Ciderwitz Field on the campus of Martinsville High School at the beginning of the second quarter. And after a rough first quarter for both teams, we will be eagerly watching to see what both teams cook up here in the second quarter.
You know, that first play for the Stars right before we ended the first quarter. Again, we talked about mistakes that kind of hurt yourself. And those high snaps right now. You had a high snap earlier over the head, really sent it back. You had another high snap. You're trying to get it down to hand it off. So I think the center just needs to dial in, needs to take a few deep breaths, try to get these snaps on point. That's the first thing you got to do. If you can't stop the football, you can't really get anything going.
And what a nice quick pass over the top. Might go all the way. Number 15 for Bedford, Jaden Gilbert again for his second touchdown of the night off of a nice pass there from number 12, Dason Kirby.
You had the option. You're running an RPO. You can hand it off, try to get some yards up the middle, or you have a slant right on the outside, and Kirby makes the great catch there. Kern understands the coverage, understands he sees his guy has a foot on him. He's going to throw a slant route, and he just beats the Artesian defense, nobody deep, and the Stars got to strike again here. Now the score's 13-3, Quinn.
I mean, then again, this Martinsville Artesian team might just be like last year where they're the comeback kids.
They're not going to quit. I'll tell you that right now.
Duggar won't let them, I'll tell you that.
See if the Stars can put this one through. Uh-oh, I don't think that one was good.
And no good there for the Stars.
That one kind of died midair. So no damage done on the extra point, but nice play call there from the Stars again. You had the RPO, nice throw and catch for the touchdown, and the Stars take a 10-point lead here early in this second quarter. So how will this offense of the Artesians respond? They had a good drive. Last time got it down in the red zone, but just couldn't capitalize and get it in the end zone. So they're going to get another crack at it here, and hopefully they can have a full, complete drive here. Looks like Gardner and LaFerry set back to return this one.
And honestly, the Artesians struggling here a little bit in the beginnings of the second quarter. Not the end of the world, as we both know, but
no, I mean
still,
this team very capable of coming back for 10 points. You know, nothing too crazy. They're just gonna need to settle down. Defensively, they're gonna need to. Secondary's gonna need to step up. Don't let any guy behind you. Tighten up on those coverages. Offensively, just get a rhythm going. You know, you make a couple passes, you keep running the ball, you get things going, and then things will start to look good once again for the Artesians. But I think this offensive series is very important. I think the Artesians need to get more points on the board. Hopefully a touchdown. You know, you want to make this a 3-point game if they can score. But I do think this offensive series is very important here for the Artesians. Looks like we had some ball issues there for the Stars. I'm not sure if they changed one out or what, but it looks like they got it all set in stone now. So again, Gardner and LaFerry set back to return it, but the Stars, they haven't kicked it deep yet. I'm not sure if they're trying to pooch it short on purpose or not. LaFerry had some trouble getting that one. He's got dudes all on his face, makes a couple guys miss. So he's able to get it around the 15-yard line. But again, a nice flow of the football there from the Stars, a kind of a weird bounce. So the Artesians going to get another crack at it here.
And Bedford's definitely put their best foot forward here early in the game. Like one of the keys to the game that we said earlier, that Bedford wants to get out here early, score as many points as possible, and then hold the Artesians from coming back like they did last year.
That's exactly right. You know, you have the keys to the game. This offense is going to have to get off to a good start, and they have. I mean, they've been putting it to this Artesian defense. Again, you score twice. So that Stars offense definitely heating up. Uh-oh. Lucas Dewey putting it down and just ground and pound Lucas Dewey. One guy's never going to bring him down. It's going to take a couple. And right there, ran through a couple dudes, and then you thought he was going to get tackled right around the first down marker, and he just has that next level of explosion, able to pick up the first down and a lot more.
Putting the team on his back here a little bit as he takes this ball forward for the first down. And they're going to hand it to him again. This time Bedford seems ready for him, though. Stops him right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, defensive line kind of won at the point of attack there, able to slide off a defender and kind of tackle him right around the line of scrimmage. And I think for the Stars, you know what's working right now offensively for the Artesians, and it's just handing the ball off, getting what you can. So if I'm the Stars, I'm starting to load up that box. Send everyone, make the Artesians air this ball out.
I mean, definitely with the pressure they've put on Chase Davis so far in this game, he's definitely not struggled with his passing precision.
Yeah.
But, just a little bit of tension in the Artesians and both their wide receivers and their offensive line. And, a little bit of tension in Chase Davis sometimes,
Yeah.
Just need to get the jitters out, need to focus, keep the
game,
emotions level.
Yeah, you haven't really played at a full game speed. I mean, you've had scrimmages, but nothing can really simulate a Friday night except for when you're kind of thrown in the fire. I think we had a false start on a wide receiver there, so that'll back him up 5.
And a catch on that right side there by the Artesians, number 5, Jace LaFerry.
Yeah, nice. You like the throw there. Puts it on the money. Jace LaFerry gets the ball, but you got 2 guys right in his face. The Artesians didn't really block that one good outside. And credit to the corner and the safety there for the Stars. They were flowing to the football. They kind of shed a couple blocks. And now we're in another 3rd and long here. The Artesians probably going to air it out. We'll see what happens.
And Chase rolling out a little bit there to a nice route by number 17, Riley Butler, but it's just a little bit short of that first down marker.
Yeah, Butler runs a comeback route towards the sideline. Nice throw and catch there, able to pick up about half of it. So you got a 4th and 5, but I think you're probably too deep in your own territory here to try and risk a go for it on a 4th down. So Artesian punt team back out it, and the Stars will maybe get another crack at this thing if they can return this punt. Rollins, another beautiful punt. This one's going to be rolling for a while. Artesians right there. Beautiful. Beautiful coverage. Beautiful kick.
And number 2.
Get him inside the 20 there.
And Bedford's number 2, Drix, driving Axum, trying to get a little bit there, shedding a tackle or 2, but just not able to get much.
Yeah, when you get the ball and you got 4 dudes in your face, there's only so much you can do. It made the first guy miss, but you got guys right there in your face. So, again, the Stars offense starting to heat up. The past 2 possessions, they have scored. So let's see if they can get things going. Let's see if defensively the Artesians can make some adjustments to try and stop this Stars offense. And it's not a typical Stars offense you're used to in years past. Used to they run the triple option. You're going to see a lot of running. They'll air it out rarely. But now, new coach, they got a new identity, and they are airing this sucker out. And so far, it's been working for the Stars.
And, mainly they're lighting this DB up because of the jet passes they've been running, the inside runs, the trick plays.
Yeah, I mean, they're running a lot of eye candy. You gotta respect everything. They can run this ball. They can do a jet. Another high snap. Some issues up front. Nowhere to go. Wilson just going to eat him up there in the backfield. And, again, I think that all stems from the bad snap. One mistake leads to another. You have a little miscommunication. You're off timing. You get the ball. You got 3 dudes in your face. You try to make something happen. So, I think both teams kind of hurting themselves. Not necessarily with the penalties, but more so just with mental errors and things that usually it's not going to happen, week 4 or 5 in the season. But, game 1, some things will happen that you don't plan for.
Definitely affecting both teams.
So we got a 2nd and long here. It's going to be important if the Artesians can try and not allow much on this to make it a 3rd and long. Stars probably going to air it out. Another high-ish snap.
And
did he catch that?
Ooh, and a diving catch there by Bedford's number 10, Malachi Goodman. Definitely had some near great plays today, but right there getting a great catch.
Again, he had him. The secondary from the Artesians, they found a gap, and he was running just a little bit overthrown. Had to dive for it. Almost a great catch. Now you got a 3rd and long. The Stars are going to pass the ball here. You got to protect the secondary. If I'm the defense, I'm kind of setting off 5 yards. Give your guys a head start. Don't let them get behind you. Stars most likely going to air this thing out. Let's see if the Artesians can get a huge stop. This is maybe the biggest play of the game up to this point. Can the Artesian defense get a stop?
And another deep pass there by Bedford, which is caught again, this time by number 4, Parker Kern.
Kern, beautiful catch. Not enough for the first down. So this is a similar situation what the Artesians were in. You're in that 4th and 6 area. Do you want to go for it? And if you don't get it, the Artesians are going to have it in good territory. So looks like the Stars are going to do what the Artesians did and punt this one away. So Chase Davis and company set to get the ball back once again. Again, haven't found the end zone yet. But let's see if these things can change here. See if the Artesians maybe can get a block punt. They were given a lot of momentum. You're rushing a lot of guys. Looks like the Stars have some miscommunication. They're going to take a timeout with 8:32 to go here in this first half. Again, the Artesians started off a little slow. You haven't found the end zone yet, but I think they're slowly kind of figuring out what works. They're getting some good blocks up front. I think slowly but surely they're going to start to find things out and hopefully get in the end zone here on this next possession. I think one thing that can really change the game here, I mentioned it, a block punt. You know, the Artesians were able to get some pressure last time the Stars punted. And if the Artesians can yet again get some pressure, win the line of scrimmage, and get a hand on this thing, the Artesians could have really good field position here.
But the Artesians definitely need to put the pressure on this drive. Cannot allow back-to-back scoring drives here for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars.
Gates gets blocked!
And a nice block there by the Artesians by number 11, Landon Potteroff.
See, things like that can just change the game. You go from having the ball around the 50-yard line to having the ball at your own 20, or at the Stars' 20. I mean, that's just huge. You get the ball, you're already in the red zone. You feel good about yourself. You can a lot of options here. You can try to throw a route in the end zone. You can keep giving it to Dewey, try to get some yards. But that momentum shift right there could change for the better for the Artesians. We'll see if they can capitalize here.
A little bit of a pause here for the Artesians. Handing it off to Dewey again, who just plows his way through the Stars' defense and to the 5-yard line. Definitely a great play there again by Lucas Dewey.
Shout out to the big dudes up front. They open that hole right there. Lucas Dewey just putting the foot in the ground and just going and getting it. And right there, Lucas Dewey getting around about the 5-yard line. So if I'm the Artesians, I'm giving it to 8 4 more times. You know, as many times as you can. Let them go get this. Let them go get this touchdown.
And Dewey again trying to get it in.
I think they're going to calm down right at the 1-yard line. Again, the Artesians doing the same play over and over again. You pull the guard, you try to get a lead blocker. Dewey's just going to follow that guard. You get a block, and you're just going forward. Right now, everything seems to be working in the run game for the Artesians. You got about a 2nd and 1, I believe, until you're in that blue end zone.
But it almost feels like there's a big change in the offensive line from last year to this year. Feels like almost last year was more of a pass-dominant offensive line where they could hold their ground, keep it steady, and give their quarterback a lot of time to pass. This year it seems like they're more agile, more able to move around, shift, and able to open up pockets for their running backs.
Speaking of pockets, helps. Right there, Lucas Dewey gets the first touchdown of the year for the Artesians, cutting the lead to 4 with a chance to make it 3. Artesians finally get on the board.
And now only a 3-point deficit here for the Artesians if they can score this extra point conversion.
Yeah, and again, will that missed extra point from the Stars when they score their second touchdown, will that come back to bite them? Because if the Artesians can get this in, it's a 3-point game, and you're a field goal away instead of 4 points.
Charlie Rollins, the senior kicker. Oh, and it's a flip.
Oh, my goodness.
It seems like number 5 trying to lateral it. Oh, and he drops it.
I'm not sure if that was designed or what, but Gavin Shrake could have had the catch of his life. Jace LaFerry threw it up in the air. Now, I'm not sure if Gavin is even eligible to catch that. I don't think he is. But you can see why he's a D or an offensive lineman. Hit him right in the hands, just straight down. But I'm going to say some miscommunication. Don't think that was a planned.
I mean, it almost seemed like he wanted to run out into the left, trying to get around that defensive lineman from Bedford. But once he saw that guy in front of him, he just tried to double back, see if he could throw it to anybody or lateral it. But there was just nobody there, so he just decided to chuck it up.
Credit to the Stars. They had a lot of pressure on that. And when you're sending the whole house, and you try to fake it again, they ran left, but they had no receivers left. And LaFerry, he's getting tackled. He's just throwing that thing up in the air, and tried to give it to the big 7'5", Gavin Shrake, who is going to have to work on those hands in the future if he's going to want to score an extra point. Or I guess it would have been a two-point conversion at that point. But 7:23 to go here in this first half. The Artesians, again, cut it to 4. So both teams kind of not capitalizing on an extra point.
After back-to-back Bedford drives, which ended up in scores, Martinsville trying to find their own footing here. Ended up with a score of their own thanks to the rushing efforts of Lucas Dewey and definitely some great blocking by that offensive line. And now
the O-line's been playing great tonight. You know, you're opening up holes, letting Dewey run the ball. You know, that last possession, you didn't see a pass. You just saw run. I wouldn't be surprised if the Artesians keep doing that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, just keep giving Dewey the ball, especially when this O-line's playing how they are.
And I feel like a big change because of that is because of the center change. Last year we had your younger brother Maddox Dilly right there in the middle, but now this year we have Mason Simzak. He's a little shorter, he's a lot lighter, he's a lot more agile. He can move around, he can shift almost gaps, make entirely new gaps all on his own by moving. And he definitely helps players like Lucas Dewey who have the mind to shift around and notice when they see pockets open.
Yeah, and again, you're returning 3 dudes on this offensive line, so you got some experience up front. That O-line last year really good. I think this year they have a chance to be really good as well. When you have a guy like Lucas Dewey in the backfield, you know you can lean on the run game anytime you need it. They're probably going to try and get this passing game more involved as the game goes on. We'll see if they can get things rolling in the air. But let's see what the Stars can find out here offensively. They've struggled their past 2 offensive possessions, and I think it's mainly been themselves hurting them.
And a nice little pass there from Kirby, but ultimately only gets a few yards. Not the greatest pass they've had all game, but as passes like that, they'll definitely get a drive going.
Yeah, looks like the Artesians have a player shaken up. We'll hope.
And it looks like he's heading. And it looks like he's heading out of the game now, getting a little bit of substitution here. Number 49 for the Artesians coming in. Number 49, Jack Shepard, the junior defensive lineman.
Look like Quentin Simpson there. A little shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's holding out the rib area. Could have got the wind knocked out of him or something. Hopefully he'll be okay.
And
Stars are going to pass.
Going deep, but just sails it a little bit too far there for number 15, Jaden Gilbert. Man, what a day he's had, catching both touchdowns for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars.
He's got some wheels on him. You get him going. You just say, hey, go to the end zone. We'll throw it up to you. Adam Brandon there going band for band. Out wide. He stayed with him there, but there was a flag. We'll see where what that one's going to go on. Have a feeling most likely when you get in those situations on the Stars.
Holding on the Bedford North Lawrence Stars. That's going to back them up a little bit.
Another self-inflicted penalty. You know, you get some momentum, and you got penalties like that set you behind the chains that really make it hard.
And definitely not what you'd love to see if you're Bedford's coach. You know, you had Martinsville not really on the ropes, but definitely in their corner backing up as you're giving them body blows.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they manage to get out the corner, they turn on you, and now it's more of an even fighting again.
Uh-oh. You got the lineman blocking. The lineman getting back in that kick step, and the ball hadn't even been snapped yet. So some miscommunication. You know, you wonder, is this crowd starting to play a factor for the Stars? You got a couple of penalties happen in a row, and you wonder if this crowd's starting to play a factor in this.
Definitely one of the keys to the game for Bedford, trying to block out that crowd. Not really having much success here, but I'm not sure many teams do with the amount of cowbells here, with the amount of the crowd here, lining up all around the fence, just making life miserable here for this offense.
I mean, this place brings the energy week in and week out. You know you're going to have a good crowd. When you have a year like last year, you're going to have people come back, and you're going to have – I mean, this is probably the most people I've ever seen at an opener in a long time. Just when you make it to semi-state and you got the whole town hearing about it, you're like, hey, I want to go watch the Artesians too. I want to see what this is all about. And they've created a culture here that's going to continue to grow, and they got the whole town here tonight.
And another high snap there for the Bedford North Lawrence
Try to give it
Stars,
to the man of the hour.
They're trying to have another deep pass there to Gilbert, and it just doesn't work out again as he sails it a little bit again, and Gilbert just isn't able to get his hands on it. And that will be third down for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars.
Not sure Kirby can put that in a better spot. I mean, that was a beautiful ball. Aired it out. We hit him right in the hands, but just not able to come down with that one. So you got a 3rd and long once again. We've seen this the past couple possessions. Can the Artesians capitalize once again and get a stop on 3rd down? You know they're going to pass. You got to protect the deep ball. Watch number 14. Don't let him get out.
And a nice pass, a nice snap there to Kirby. And he throws it deep for number 14, who is wide open. And a free block there will result in another Bedford North Lawrence touchdown. Number 14, Cam Gates, for the massive touchdown there for Bedford North Lawrence. And it looks like Martinsville's getting backed into another corner here.
Just when you thought they had nothing left, 3rd and forever, slinging that sucker. Yet again, another touchdown for the Stars. And really impressed with Dason Kirby. He's putting those balls on the money, not giving much room for error. You know, when you put the balls on the money, if you're a corner, you got to be right there. You got to put the hand up and block that thing. So really impressed there from Kirby. Stars jump out to a 19-9 lead.
And head coach Braden Tidd definitely has to be happy with what the Bedford North Lawrence Stars are here doing. But then again, another missed extra point opportunity there for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars. You got to wonder, at what point will it start to hurt?
Yeah, that's 2 points just left off the board there for the Stars. But, you know, if you're the Stars, looking on the bright side, this offense is rolling. They are airing this sucker out. And it seems like both offenses just totally doing different things. You know, you got one team just airing the thing out. You haven't ran the ball in 3 possessions. You know, you're just letting that thing fly, and you got the Artesian just pounding ground. And neither team has really found an answer for either of their offenses.
I feel like Bedford has had a lot more successful attempts blocking the Artesians' run than the Artesians have had blocking Bedford's passing, because Bedford just has so many weapons out there on the perimeter to go to. Gilbert, you know, Cam just made that last touchdown play. You know, they've got other guys. Kirby's a really smart quarterback. He knows where to pass it, when to pass it. The senior definitely knowing what to do, when to do it.
And credit to Coach Tidd. You know, he's getting good combination, good route concepts. You know, you're having guys run crossers. You're having them cross, having defensively. You know, you got a lot of dudes kind of crossing paths, and you get mixed up at time to time. And we've seen some dudes break free here tonight for the Stars. So the Artesians, Grady Gardner, Jace LaFerry, set back to return this once again. Artesians, 6 minutes, 8 seconds to do something before halftime. Remember, the Artesians did get the ball first, so the Stars will get it out of halftime. Grady Gardner going to get a shot at this one. And another whistle blown dead. Looks like he's waving to the crowd here.
Fair
maybe
catch
they're saying, fair catch signaled from Grady Gardner. Not sure if he meant to do that, but Duggar doesn't look very pleased with that decision, even if he meant to do it or not.
Still 6 minutes before halftime. Plenty of time to get a drive going here, especially for a run-heavy offense like the Artesians have tonight. You know, all you're just trying to do is get some points on the board, get some motivation in the locker room, so Duggar can do what he does, fire up those spirits, get him heading back out here for the third quarter on the comeback kid train.
Yeah. Again, this game far from over. You know, you got a lot of football to be played here, and if the Artesians can get a score before halftime, you got to feel pretty good where they're at.
And Lucas Dewey finding another open pocket there, just rushing ahead, getting whatever he can.
Yep, nothing flashy. Just give the ball number 8, let him go downhill again, picks up 8 yards there. So you're not never going to complain about that. You know, anytime you can get an 8-yard first down play, you're going to live with that. See there, Lucas Dewey, who's been man of the hour. He's getting all the work here tonight. He's going to be feeling pretty sore tomorrow, I have to feel. Uh-oh. That one in the air and fumbled. Looks like the Stars will recover.
And it's definitely not what you'd love to see if you're the Artesian offense here. Another, not even 3 and out, another turnover here. Second turnover of the game. Definitely not looking good here for this Artesian offense.
No, and Lucas Dewey, he had the first down. A couple of Stars teamed up on him there. Someone get a hand on that football, and that ball popped straight up. The Stars able to get it in the air, and they have the ball now.
I mean, I definitely say that's one of their strengths, just getting their hands in there, stripping the ball from any of the Artesians' offense, and just trying to get as many turnovers as possible, whether through the air or just stripping the ball from whoever's carrying.
Yeah. Stars going to air this one out again.
And another.
Oh, my goodness. That ball was batted around for a good 5 seconds before that one finally hit the ground. What a ball.
I nearly
there
thought
from
that.
Kirby once again. I mean, he had him a shot. He was batting that thing up in the air, couldn't quite come down with it. But,
I
nearly
thought that was going to be like last year's in the college football, but the Colorado Buffaloes.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Hunter had one of those
Mary.
catches where he caught it around the defender. I thought it was going to be one of those situations.
Yeah, that had a chance to be quite the catch. You weren't sure who's going to come down with that. You had the ball in the air. You were hoping corner could maybe come down with it, or maybe the receiver was going to, but no damage done. And another miscommunication from the QB handoff. Looked like he didn't catch that one clean. Tried to hand it off and went straight to the ground. So Stars have to jump on it, and just you look over, and now it's third down again. So the Stars last third down, they were able to get the big play that was able to get in the end zone. So let's see what this defense can they make a stand here. Need it. You're down by 10.
Down by 10, third and 14. If they can hold here, force the Bedford North Stars to 3. And with how the Bedford kicker has been put on pressure today, put on a pressure cooker almost, it would definitely be hard for him. And it looks like a flag will be thrown here even as Bedford gets the man into the end zone.
Will be a touchdown, but you got to think this one's coming back. Again, another broken coverage. The Stars able to slice it right over the middle in the end zone. But don't think that one will count.
And the head referee here tonight holding on the Bedford North Lawrence Stars, and that will back them up a considerable amount.
Yeah, you go from a third and about 15 to a third and forever. To start, you're going to air it out. If I'm the Artesian, just send the guy in the end zones. You know where the first down is. They're going to try to go deep. So just try to bat this ball down. Don't let any more damage happen. You don't want to get them any closer to the first down marker than they are now. So here we go. Kirby's going to air this thing out. He's shown he's got an arm, and that arm has been on the money today.
And those cowbells are just rattling in those Bedford North Lawrence players' ears.
Oh, my goodness.
And it looks like it will be a first down for Bedford here. Number 4, Cam.
That was Parker Kern, I think, with the catch there. But
Parker Kern.
These third down and longs, you got to try to get out of those situations. And right there, the Artesians just struggling to stop the Stars on the long third downs. Stars yet again, beautiful throw, and just finding where the Artesians are. They're finding gaps in the secondary, and they're hurting them.
And a little bit of a sail there for number 14, Cam Gates. Kirby hasn't had a lot of those this game, overthrowing his receivers.
No, he's been pretty much on the money, especially with those jump balls. That one a little too much. But he's given his receiver a shot on every time, and they've dropped a couple. And I'm very impressed with Kirby's arm tonight. Tried to get it again over to his guy Cam Gates. Couldn't come down with it. Nice coverage from Gamble Peeper. So 4:11 to go. Stars second and 10. Trying to score. You're not going to see a run. You're going to see another pass. He had him open again.
And just another sail there by Kirby to number 10, Malachi Goodman. He's had a couple good catches of his own. No touchdown catches yet, but was trying to get one there and just couldn't get it.
No, I mean, he ran the out route. He had him in the end zone just a little bit overthrown. If he puts that on the money, that's a touchdown for the Stars once again. No damage done, though, so here we go. Third and long, third and long, third and long. We are in another 3rd and 10. Can the Artesians get a stop when they need it most? You got to think the Stars are most likely in 4-down territory here, so you don't have to get all of it probably, but you got to think they're airing it out. The secondary needs to come down and get a stop. They're going to try the corner route. It's open. Touchdown.
And a nice touchdown there for Bedford to number 2, Driving Exum. The senior, 145, 5'8", definitely flying up there to catch that ball. And another touchdown for Bedford will make it 25-9.
Yeah, nice route combination. You have one guy going short, one guy going deep on the corner, and you just throw it up and over. Beautiful catch there from Axel. And the Stars jump out to a kind of mounding lead here, 25-9. Let's see if they can get an extra point to go through, which they have struggled on tonight.
And a nice kick conversion there from Bedford's kicker.
So, 26-9. We've seen crazier things happen here on Ciderwoods Field, specifically last year when you had the comebacks after comebacks after comebacks. Can the Artesians start chipping away once again? We have a hurt Artesian on the field. Medical staff is attending to him. Can't really see a number yet.
Definitely not what you'd love to see, especially with him just having a tough time there on the field.
It's your first game of the year. You don't want to lose guys already. You know injuries are going to happen throughout the year, but you want to try to stay as healthy as possible. When you see injuries happen in the first game, it just always gut wrenching.
I remember a couple of injuries in RTV myself. Jack Reeves suffering that major injury in the first game of the year of the 2023 season.
Yeah.
Just not what you'd love to see.
Now, injuries can make or break a season. You've seen a lot of teams really struggle after some key guys go down. Again, we're not really sure who's down over there, but he looks to be in a lot of pain. See the Artesian return team out there once again. They've had a lot of field time tonight. You don't like to see that all the time, but they've had the ball a lot.
Bedford taking a good knee there for that fallen Artesian. Definitely a great show of sportsmanship.
Yeah, they got the whole team and cheerleaders over there down in a knee, and they're pointing at the hurt Artesian. You love to see the sportsmanship.
Some of the Artesians getting on their own knees now. A lot of the Artesian sideline getting on their own knees now.
Yeah. Not a good sight here. Great show of sportsmanship from the Stars. They all were kneeling. You can see they're just now breaking out. They, not sure if they said a little prayer or what, but looks like the player for the Artesians down was Quentin Simpson. You saw him come down with an injury or a little shaken up earlier, and now you see he's able to walk off, which is good. You're not sure kind of what's hurt there. He looks in a lot of pain. Just can't really tell. It looks maybe an arm issue. Not really sure. He got the helmet off. You just got to hope he's okay. Those situations never good. You don't like to see them. So the Stars set to kick this thing off once again. Again, they have the lead. 26-9. Another kick here. LaFerry going to get a chance to return this one. Has some blockers, maybe some room. Nice defense there from the Stars, able to collapse that thing. So you got 3:59 to go. You're down 26-9. I think if you're Artesians, you really want to get on the board here. Not what you're looking for offensively so far. The Stars defense has been playing pretty well. Stars offense has been playing lights out. But right now, you want to try to get in the end zone. The Artesian offense able to get in there one time with Dewey running it. You can count on the ground game. I think if the Artesians are going to want to win this game, they're going to have to get some balls in the air involved. You got to get some receivers involved. You got some talent out wide, a lot of athletic guys, and you got a quarterback that can do it. Just a little off target thus far in this game tonight. Hopefully they can start getting some routes down. You see they're going to try to throw it over top.
And
He's got a
deep
man.
throw there by Chase Davis. Just barely missed number 2, Landon Casey there.
Casey running the post route up the middle. Had a step on him. Just underthrown. But if he would have caught that one, he would have been in the end zone quickly because he was on a nice route there.
Definitely had the wheels up and going. Just barely missed by Chase Davis, but that's a hard throw, especially when you're down 26-9. You got the jitters in your hands as you really, really want to make a big play here. Try and bring the Artesians back into this one.
Davis going to fake the handoff. Nice coverage. Nice coverage out wide.
Nice pass deflection there by number 13, Jackson Jones.
Jones knew the route, tried to throw an out route. He bit on it real quick, and he was able to get a hand on that thing. So now we got a 3rd and long. And this is where the Stars have made their money thus far tonight. These 3rd and longs, Artesian defense has struggled to stop them. Let's see if the Artesian offense can get something going here on this 3rd down.
And they're going for a 3rd pass play in a row.
Man.
And just a hard sack there on Chase Davis by number 68 for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars, Drake Sargent.
Yeah, Davis took a shot there, trying to go deep. Yeah, had a little bit of time there for a second, then it started collapsing, and Davis didn't see him coming, and he took a shot there. Luckily, he's all up and walking, but Artesians forced to punt yet again.
Now what you'd love to see. Only one scoring drive here for the Artesians.
No, the Artesians, specifically last year, I don't know what they would do in halftime, but they would come out of halftime locked and loaded, and they would come out with a lot of energy. The Artesians, specifically tonight, going to have to come out with a lot of energy and a muffed punt there. I think he jumped back on it. Dangerous return from the Stars. He did jump back on it, so it will be Bedford ball with 3:04 to go here before halftime.
Definitely some nice kicks here by Charlie Rollins.
Charlie Rollins, he's got a boot on him. Soccer player. He can do it all, and he can definitely kick that thing real far.
Scored that field goal earlier in the game, but didn't get the chance to get the extra point in as Duggar decided to go for a 2-point conversion there. Did not work out in the end. But still, he's had some good punts here in the game, some good, really, really far punts. Good job flipping the field here for the Artesians, trying to give them a fighting chance.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done his job very well. Again, he had the field goal too. He hit it. So how can this defense for the Artesians respond? You get scored on the past couple of times. You gotta hunker down here. You're down 26-9. You need to make a stop.
And I'll tell you one thing, Bedford has done a lot better job at avoiding those high snaps.
Yeah.
Making the quarterback jump for it. Here in the second quarter, I feel like the center has really done a better job of that.
I think they definitely dialed that thing in. They had some struggle earlier that kind of set them back a couple drives. But other than that, those snaps have been on the money. They've been really dialed that thing in. They haven't had that really cause them any issues ever since those first couple of series. Looks like Stars in no rush here. They're trying to milk as much time as possible. But when you got a air attack as they do, they can score at any moment, it sounds like. You just throw it deep and try to get something going. They're going to throw the hot pass again. Beautiful play there from Wilson, able to bounce him outside. So good defensive stand there. Again, we're going to be in a 3rd and long situation. Stars have been capitalizing on these 3rd and forevers all night long. Can they do it once again? 2:13 to go before halftime. It's going to be a big 3rd down. Can this Artesian secondary lock down the Stars? You're probably going to go deep. You're going to have some sort of deep route involved, and are they going to throw it there? We'll see. you know you're going to have the option. Artesians really got to cover all the spots on the field here. They run the crossers, tries to throw it up, and he caught it once again.
Number 4 for the Bedford Stars, Parker Kern, once again making a massive play here for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars.
And it's nothing crazy. You know, it's not like they're running beautiful routes. They're just putting it in spots. Kern knows where to put the ball. He throws another jump ball, and the receiver just has a step on him, throws just right into his chest. And yet again, another first down on 3rd and forevers. That's really hurt the Artesians here tonight.
And now it seems like the Stars might come out here soon if it weren't for the cloudy skies.
Yeah, that is correct. They are they're here. Again, the Stars really wondering what they're going to do with this clock. They got a minute 43 to go, and they don't seem to be in a crazy rush. Not much going there. Looks like they're trying to pick up the pace a little bit.
Definitely feeling the pressure with only a minute 30 to go here in the second quarter. Trying to just get their boys out of here by halftime, even though they will get the return. I feel like they might be trying to go for the back-to-back score here. One before halftime, one after halftime.
You got time. We're still over a minute to go before halftime. You know you have the deep ball, so they're probably going to start launching this thing fairly quickly and try to get something going.
And a flag on the play, which just stops everything. Not even a chance for Kirby to get the ball off there. Martinsville using this as an opportunity to get a few more players onto the field. Number 26 and number 11 coming on. Number 26, Nathan LaFerry, and number 11, Landon Potteroff coming back on after that little scare there.
So that'll back the Stars up. They'll have a 2nd and long. Just over 1 minute to go before halftime. Again, if the Stars can get another score here, that could be big. We could be looking at similar score to that Decatur game. I think it was 35-6 or something like that last year when they came back.
All the way back.
Are we seeing a repeat of history? I don't know. We'll see. But first of all, the Artesians going to need to get a stop here. Direct snap to the running back. Nothing going.
Just swallowed up at the line and pushed back.
You see a lot of red jerseys just meet them at the point of attack. Looks like Coach Duggar, maybe. Yeah, he's going to call some timeouts. They want to score again. You know, it's a 3rd down. 3rd downs have been killer for the Artesians defensively. Stars have been able to capitalize a lot. You call the timeout, so the Artesians are playing aggressive. You got to when you're down 26-9. You're under a minute to go. You want to try and get some points on the board before halftime. So the Artesians going to have to do something defensively on this 3rd down. You're going to need to get a stop. You know, you want to get the ball back, make them punt. If they stop them here, they're probably going to call the timeout unless it's an incomplete pass when the clock stops. So I think regardless, the Artesians, they're going to want some time to score if they can get a stop here on this big 3rd down. See the Stars offense meeting up, talking. They've had a lot of success tonight. They've had all they want through the air. I mean, they've been airing that thing out, and Artesian secondary have been struggling to stop it. You can see right there, defensive coordinator laying into them, letting them know, hey, this is a huge 3rd down. This could be a game changer. You get a stop here, we can get a score. You know, we're looking at a 26-15 ball game as opposed to, or 26-6, you know, as opposed to a 26-9. So if you can get any score, any points at all, that'd be huge. But first of all, before they want to do that, they got to get a stop. So here you go.
Speaking of which, looking over at the student section, all the students rocking cowboy hats. And just another deep ball there for Bedford, this time by number 10, Malachi Goodman. Once again, a very, very, very deep pass for Bedford.
Yeah, that's every 3rd down. I don't know. If I'm a Stars, I just kneel the ball down for 2nd down, and then 3rd and long, you just throw it. Because every single time they get something they need. 3rd downs have been amazing for the Stars, and yet again, they're in the red zone, threatening to score once again with the clock rolling. Looks like they're going to try to waste as much time as possible before they try to get in the end zone. They're going to throw another jump ball, and it is caught.
Number 4 that time, Parker Kern, once again another touchdown for the Bedford Stars. Now making the score 31-9 here in the late second quarter with only 30 seconds to go. This one is not looking good for the Artesians.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You know, when the Stars, I mean, their offense is clicking. They're clicking on all cylinders. Offensively for the Artesians, they're struggling. They can't get much going. And
I feel like now is the time you start to wonder, when does the penalty clock kick in? When they start counting timeouts and pausing the clock.
What's that?
When they stop pausing the
clock.
clock.
When the clock runs? Are you saying when they're up by a certain amount?
Yeah, running clock.
Oh, yeah, the running clock. I think that's 35 points maybe. Maybe, we'll see.
Just shy.
But the Artesians going to need to get something going. They got 30 seconds. Are you going to just kneel it out, go to halftime, or are you going to try and score? We'll see. The Stars over there are juiced. They're on their feet. Players jumping up and down. Why wouldn't they? You're up 33-9, and this Artesian.
But after some of the comebacks Martinsville had last year, I would definitely still be a little bit worried, holding just like a kernel of worry.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere until this clock's 0. You never know what this team's got in store. No, again, they haven't played well, and you wonder if they can make some adjustments in the locker room, talk some things over, try to get something going in this second half, because they're gonna need to start getting some route. They're gonna have to air it out. You know, they're gonna have to air it out, get some passes. And they're going to have to mix in some runs here and there, too. They're going to have to be very versatile, and right now they're struggling to do so. Stars yet to kick off. Once again, I feel like we've seen this kickoff team for the Stars way too much. Gardner back to receive with Landon Casey. I'm going to go to Gardner.
And Grady just trying to find space here. He's found a little bit something on the side, running out of bounds.
Yeah, not a bad return at all. You know, you got it. About the 42-yard line. You're going to have 24 seconds. You're going to have to air this thing out. You know the Artesians have some athletes out wide. So are you going to try to go, throw it deep? I don't know. We'll see. Nevertheless, the Artesians really want to get some sort of score on the board here. So 24 seconds. Davis in the shotgun. Most likely, as we mentioned, probably going to air this thing out. Maybe a screen. We'll see what happens. Just taking what's given. Nice throw up to KZ. KZ trying to get some extra yards. Let's see if Coach Duggar's going to call timeout. No, he's going to run a play here.
Just try and get a quick play drawn up.
Got to go quick. Got to go real quick.
Getting everybody to line real quick. Chase Davis having a little bit of a conversation here.
This is probably going to be the last play. They're going to take a shot.
And a deep ball here for the Artesians over to number 5. And that will be the end of the quarter here. Second quarter, a lot of action. Artesians down a lot. We'll see if they can manufacture something here in the third and the fourth quarter. You are watching Martinsville versus Bedford on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel and IHSA TV. We will see you after halftime.
At Home Bank, we value our communities. Homegrown. Home style. Home team. Home for the holidays. Your new home. Because at the end of the day, this is your bank. And when a bank really understands your needs, you feel at home.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
At Home Bank, we value our communities. Homegrown. Home style. Home team. Home for the holidays. Your new home. Because at the end of the day, this is your bank. And when a bank really understands your needs, you feel at home.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Some see a student-athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student-athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
At Home Bank, we value our communities. Homegrown. Home style. Home team. Home for the holidays. Your new home. Because at the end of the day, this is your bank. And when a bank really understands your needs, you feel at home.
Holman, he'll fire his 3.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance.
We're good at Matt's 1-car, 2-bedroom apartment with a home office / home gym insurance.
We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen / art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the 2-car garage / rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Trip Lukemeyer, Director of the IHSAA Foundation. Each year, over 160,000 student athletes compete in high school athletics within our state, learning the value of hard work, persistence, and integrity. The IHSAA Foundation works to empower and support this next generation of leaders through scholarships, leadership development, and sharing the benefits of education-based athletics. To learn more about our mission and how you can help high school athletics make a difference, visit ihsaafoundation.org.
The benefits of choosing a career in the union construction industry are truly limitless.
Some of the things that I've worked on that I'm extremely proud of are some of the pipe racks that we just built for Eli Lilly.
Yeah, there's a lot of different avenues to grow and to advance in your career.
If you're a senior and college isn't for you, in the trades there's so many opportunities. You get to work with your hands, you get trained for free, and the options are unlimited. You can do so many different things with this career.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Hello, I'm Brian Avery, Director of Champions Together for the Indiana High School Athletics Association. Champions Together is a program that partners the IHSAA and Special Olympics Indiana. It is designed to provide opportunities for students with and without intellectual disabilities to participate together on fields of play and in other activities throughout the year. Unified sports, an important part of Champions Together, allows students who might not otherwise have the opportunity a chance to represent their school in interscholastic sport and compete for an IHSAA state championship. Unified sports currently exist in roughly 1/3 of IHSAA member schools, and that number is growing. For over 10 years, Champions Together and Unified Sports have helped promote relationships between students with and without intellectual disabilities, increase graduation rates and school attendance, and improve the culture within our schools. To learn more about what is happening in the inclusion revolution, visit ihsaa.org.
At Home Bank, we value our communities. Homegrown. Home style. Home team. Home for the holidays. Your new home. Because at the end of the day, this is your bank. And when a bank really understands your needs, you feel at home.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance.
We're good at Matt's 1-car, 2-bedroom apartment with a home office / home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen / art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the 2-car garage / rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Trip Lukemeyer, Director of the IHSAA Foundation. Each year, over 160,000 student athletes compete in high school athletics within our state, learning the value of hard work, persistence, and integrity. The IHSAA Foundation works to empower and support this next generation of leaders through scholarships, leadership development, and sharing the benefits of education-based athletics. To learn more about our mission and how you can help high school athletics make a difference, visit ihsaafoundation.org.
The benefits of choosing a career in the union construction industry are truly limitless.
Some of the things that I've worked on that I'm extremely proud of are some of the pipe racks that we just built for Eli Lilly.
Yeah, there's a lot of different avenues to grow and to advance in your career.
If you're a senior and college isn't for you, in the trades there's so many opportunities. You get to work with your hands, you get trained for free, and the options are unlimited. You can do so many different things with this career.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Hello, I'm Brian Avery, Director of Champions Together for the Indiana High School Athletics Association. Champions Together is a program that partners the IHSAA and Special Olympics Indiana. It is designed to provide opportunities for students with and without intellectual disabilities to participate together on fields of play and in other activities throughout the year. Unified sports, an important part of Champions Together, allows students who might not otherwise have the opportunity a chance to represent their school in interscholastic sport and compete for an IHSAA state championship. Unified sports currently exist in roughly 1/3 of IHSAA member schools, and that number is growing. For over 10 years, Champions Together and Unified Sports have helped promote relationships between students with and without intellectual disabilities, increase graduation rates and school attendance, and improve the culture within our schools. To learn more about what is happening in the inclusion revolution, visit ihsaa.org.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance.
We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance.
And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
At Home Bank, we value our communities. Homegrown. Home style. Home team. Home for the holidays. Your new home. Because at the end of the day, this is your bank. And when a bank really understands your needs, you feel at home.
Hello and welcome back to Siderwitz Field on the campus of Martinsville High School. Here for the game in the second half of Martinsville Artesians versus Bedford North Lawrence Stars. And Braxton, looking at the scoreboard, it has not been a fun half for the Artesians. You know, just what has happened to get to us this point?
No, it's not been a good outing so far for the Artesians. I think one thing that's really struggled is their defense. Their defense has struggled to make it to stop these Stars. We knew the Stars were going to air this thing out, but specifically the secondary. The secondary has been struggling. The Stars have been getting whatever they want over top. We haven't had an answer, and they're going to get the ball here at the second half too. Offensively, we've struggled to air it out. You know, we've found some success on the ground, but you know, whenever you're down 33-9, you're not going to be able to come back just by running it. You know, you're going to have to be able to air this thing out. So I think the Artesians, you're going to see them air it out more. We're going to have some dudes step up. We're going to have to give Chase some time. Chase is going to put some on the money, and the receivers are going to have to come down and make some catches.
And if you were Duggar going into that locker room before the beginning of halftime, what would you be saying to these guys to try and get them into the right mindset to come out here in the second half?
You know, I want to know what he said because they were in there up until the last point you could be. They walked out with like 50 seconds to go before they reset the clock to 3 minutes to warm up. But I don't know what his message was, but I think it's something along the lines of, hey, we can't quit yet. You know, we're not dead, can't quit. You got to keep chipping away. You know, you're not going to come back in one possession. You're going to have to. It's going to take a little bit. You score once, and then you make a stop, score again, make a stop. You know, it's not going to happen in the blink of an eye. So it's going to have to be a grind. You got to tell the guys you can't give up. There's a lot of football left to be played, and if they just stay together, keep going at it, I think they're going to get a shot. But
and a flag
has
to step up. Been thrown on the first kick of the second half here. Definitely not what you'd love to see after such a defensive quarter.
I'm not sure what that flag could have been on it. It looked like the far judge that was on the line of the Stars called it. They're going to call an offsides on the return team. Not really sure how that's possible.
It does look like someone wasn't where they were supposed to be.
Yeah, I guess not. So Charlie Rollins, who's been sending it to the end zone all night, is going to have a chance to send this over to Walmart now with the 5-yard gain.
I'm sure Walmart would love a football.
Yeah. They can start selling that thing.
Get Charlie Rollins autograph it. That would sell for money.
Oh, yeah. So after the little bit of confusion, the Artesians going to scoot up a little bit to kick it. They may try an onside. They will try and pooch it to where the Stars aren't. Uh-oh, little bobble. And he's going to get hit pretty hard, but he took a knee, so he'll be down right around the 25-yard line.
A nice firm hit there by the Artesians.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Duggar told him, but a lot of it's probably physicality. You got to you got to go and punch him in the mouth. And right now, the defense is going to have a chance to try and get something going. They really struggled, especially late in that second quarter when the Stars just getting whatever they want. So let's see if this defense can come out, try to figure things out and make some stops. Stars going 2 running backs in the back, couple of receivers down at the bottom of your screen, no one up top. They're going to hand it over. A lot of room. It's been the moneymaker in that first half with Jaden Gilbert. He caught a couple touchdown passes. He's got some wheels on him, you can see. Won't be surprised if you don't see as much airing it out here from the Stars. You got clock in your favor. You're just trying to run it out as much as possible. When you got the 33-9 lead, you don't need to air it out and risk any completions with the clock stop. Wouldn't be surprised if they just keep pounding and grounding, air it out only when you need to in certain situations. But try to keep this clock moving. They're going to the same formation, 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 at the bottom of your screen, 2 receivers. So probably just going to keep getting this ball on the ground. Nice pressure there.
And definitely a nice wrap up there. Caught him behind the line.
Sure did. I think that was Blaine Littell that had the first initial hit right behind the line. So that'll set him back in a 3rd and long. And we know the story of what's happened thus far on 3rd down. Stars have gotten pretty much every single one of them. And right now, Stars are probably going to air this thing out. Secondary needs to get a stop if the Artesians are going to have a shot here.
And a nice throw there from Bedford.
Man. Did he get the first down? I'm not sure. I think he stepped out a couple yards short. So it's going to be a 4th at about maybe 3.
If I were Martinsville, I'd be a little bit afraid here.
Yeah.
Bedford's done a lot in creating intense situations.
I don't see a world where Bedford goes for this, but maybe they do. You're backed up deep in your own territory. You got a big lead. You would think they just punt this, let the Artesians have a crack at it, but I think they're going to go for it. Maybe try to get him to jump. We'll see. Big 4th down. Really big 4th down. They had a 4th down earlier in the game that they got. Looks like they're signaling out wide. I expect this probably to be a pass. Oh, and a false start there for the Stars. That'll back them up. You got to think the punt team's coming out now.
Oh, definitely. You suffer a costly penalty like that in a close 4th down. I just don't think the offense will take the risk anymore. Up 33-9, they'll just take an easy punt.
I was kind of wondering if they were actually going to go for it, and then the wide receiver ran on a route. So they apparently had something up their sleeve, but unfortunately for the Stars, penalty costed them there, and they'll be forced to punt. Jace LaFerry set back to return this one.
Let's see if Bedford's kicker can flip.
Oh, they're going for it. They are going for it, and he's going to try to pass it, and he got it. He got it, and they have a 1st down and more.
That's a nice trick play there by Bedford to Daxton Short. The linebacker got some hands on him, too.
I'm wondering if the punter was in front of the line of scrimmage there when he tried to pass that, because he looked pretty far down the field. Coach Duggar, I think, is thinking the same thing. And he was definitely close. Not sure if he was or not. The refs are talking. It did seem like he came really close to that line of scrimmage. Now, was he over it? I'm not sure. Stars are going to try to run a play. Looks like it's going to stay with the Stars. Guess who's behind the line of scrimmage? Another high snap corralled there from Gilbert, and he's just going downhill. Nice run there for the Stars. Solid run there from Brody Horton. Brody just putting the foot down and going straight downhill. So Stars get about 8 yards on that one. 2nd and 2. You like to be in these situations. You know, you got short yardage. You can air this thing out, take a shot. Doesn't really affect you here when you got a 2nd and short like this. You know, you can lean your hat on a 3rd down, maybe run the ball, anything you need. But in this situation, when you're trying to waste as much clock, you're probably going to see a lot of that right there. You get some guys in front, and he's going to reverse field. Still going somehow.
Definitely a nice play there by B&L's number 10, Malachi Goodman, once again making his presence known on this offense.
Yeah, Goodman started off right and then kind of forced everything back to the left. He almost escaped. That could have been a big yardage, but a nice tackle there from Pieper. So the Stars will pick up the 1st down and keep this thing rolling. 9:40 to go in counting here in the 3rd quarter. Artesians down big.
And I feel like the score has definitely gone a lot faster than the other two so far in this game.
Yeah.
You know, already approaching the 3-minute mark. Definitely already putting the pressure on this defense to try and make some big plays, slow down the clock here, get the Artesians a chance to get back in it.
Horton will gain a couple there. Nice flow to the football there. The Artesians just kind of rallying around, not making it a huge game. Picked up about 3. Again, this Artesian defense going to need to stand up here. Stars, again, taking as much time as they want. The clock in their favor. They want to drain as much of this as possible in no hurry at all.
Ooh, and a little bit of a
trouble there, yeah. Kind of lost the ball for a second, but able to hop back on it. So here we go. A 3rd and long once again. Artesians were able to stop them on 3rd, but then they went for the fake punt on 4th and got it. So we'll see what they can do here on 3rd.
If I were the Artesians, I would just put 1 defensive lineman in and bring in all the DBs from the entirety of the bench. Because you just can't be wary enough of these wide receivers they have out there tonight. A lot of them have wheels. A lot of them have very nice hands. And the only reason they've really missed any of their passes was because either the pass wasn't on target or because they just got unlucky and they weren't able to get their hands on the ball.
Here we go. 3rd and long. They're going to try the out route. Nice defense there from the Artesians. Adam Branham over there. Receiver couldn't haul it in. So Stars will probably be forced to punt. Maybe, unless they fake it again. But punt team will come out. 7:50 to go.
Just definitely a nice deflection there.
Yeah, I mean, Branham was over there. He was going step for step with him. He was there. Not sure if he got a hand on it or not, but able to break up that pass. So Artesians, if they do end up punting here, will have the ball for the first time in this second half, almost already halfway through the 3rd quarter. Flags fly.
And it does look like this might be a roughing the kicker penalty.
See, the refs about to give the final warning. We got roughing the kicker on the Artesians.
And it does look
Maybe,
like...
I don't know. He seems a little confused. They're going to talk about it. But I do see the Stars offense coming back out. So I think it was a roughing the kicker on the Artesians. Another crucial penalty. And the Stars will have this ball back.
Definitely not what you'd love to see if you're the Artesians, giving up easy penalties, giving up an easy chance to, try and get the ball back, try and get some momentum with time already being burned through here in this 3rd quarter.
Got to control what you can control. So Stars will have it again. Looks like they're waiting on one ref who Duggar and the ref are chopping it up there on the sideline. Don't think it's a quite friendly conversation they're having down there, but they are both letting their opinions be known.
Rarely are conversations between referees and coaches so polite.
Looks like the Artesians are going to call a timeout. Looks like the ref and Duggar will pick up their conversation where they left off. The Artesians defense will meet and chat it up here because, man, that's just a brutal penalty. You know, you get them in a 4th down, they're punting. You know, you have the ball back, and then you have a roughing the kicker penalty that'll give them the automatic first. So, just not what you're looking for the Artesians at all.
And if their kicker really has a leg on them, they could be in field goal range here. But with how this BNL offense has been operating today, it's more like a touchdown threat.
Yeah. So Hardy's defense coming back on the field. So defense gets set up, Stars back out. Again, we've had about 5 minutes of real time without a play being called here after all that timeout and things like that. Looks like we are back and ready to go, though. Kirby will have it in the shotgun. They have 3 wide receivers to the right. Another high snap. They're going to throw a bubble screen immediately. Artesians flown to the football. Gets a corner, though.
And it looks like he was just pushed out of bounds right at the 1. So it might be 2nd and 1.
We have someone on the Stars. I think it looks like a cramp over there.
Gotta hate it when you get a Charlie horse after just running a nice play.
Oh, those are the worst. I'll tell you. You're in the flow of things, and then, bam, it hits you, and you can barely walk. You're hobbling off the field. Got to get more water. Got to stay hydrated. It is hot out there. Humidity plays a factor. So here we go. A 2nd and about 2, maybe 3. Stars electing to pass. Oh, my goodness. How did he come out? I mean, that's just beautiful catch. Artesians there. Gamble Peeper laid the boom.
Yeah, number 10, Malachi Goodman.
On Goodman, but Goodman just able still to bring it down. And
iron grip, so to speak.
Goodman, he's had some big plays. He's got a couple passes, got a few jets in the run game. They've got him involved quite a bit here in this game, and he's made his mark on this for sure. So Stars in the red zone, threatening to score once again.
And now Kirby looking over the field. Very quick pass out to number 15, who just gets it down to like the 3, maybe the 2.
Yeah, Gilbert been probably the best offensive player for the Stars. He's been catching everything going upfield, and I've been, again, very impressed with Kirby, Jason Kirby, just been putting stuff on the money. I mean, you look at the mistakes he made, not many. A couple of passes overthrown, but he's done a great job of corralling some snaps that have been a little high. He's been putting stuff on the money, getting it where it needs to be. He is a very good little quarterback they got there, good size. He's been slinging that thing tonight. Looks like Stars either going to take a delay of game penalty or a timeout. Looks like they're pointing over to something off the field to the left over there. Can't really tell. A couple people were pointing. And they stopped the game because of it, but not sure what it was. But Artesians on defense here, 2nd and a few, and they're going to run it, get really close, probably about a yard short. So it'll be
just barely in between the 1 and the red zone. That's just tough to see if you're BNL's running back. You reach out, you try and get the football in, but you go down right before you get there.
Yeah, Again, this Artesian offense hasn't even been on the field. We're halfway through this third quarter, and B&L has just had a very methodical. I mean, this is a drive you dream of. You know, you're up a lot. You just want to march it down slowly, waste a lot of clock, and they've done just that. Wasting a lot of clock, under 6 minutes to go, and they're still taking as much time as they need, trying to punch it in here. First and goal.
And he has knocked behind a little bit behind the line. Now still 2nd and 1 here for B&L. Really just an opportunity for them to chew even more time out of the clock.
Star's going to hand it off.
Trying to punch it in again.
They're going to calm down. Short again.
Just barely outside of that red zone. That's got to hurt.
I mean, those are the trenches right there. Games are won and lost right there, and you got a bunch of dudes just going up against each other.
Just throwing themselves into each other, trying to find the ball.
A physical game down there at the 1 yard line.
And now nearly 3/4 of the way through the third quarter.
So it is 4th down. 4th and about a half a yard. I think the Stars are going to call a timeout as their play clock expires. So, again, they've had this ball this entire quarter. 8 minutes that they've been pounded and grounded. Comes down to a 4th and a half a yard. Can the Artesians make a stop and get some momentum? We'll see. They're going to need to do it. They're going to need to do it now because the Stars offense has been doing really well. Been a struggle to stop them. They have one more shot to try to punch it in.
You know, when they talk about Friday Night Lights, this is usually what they talk about deep in the third quarter. Cloudy skies casting an overnight shadow, not allowing us to see any stars as the floodlights just beam down onto the field, showing us a clear view of just a great game today. And even though it's been mainly one side, there's still been some great Artesian plays.
Yep, there's some positives you can take away from it. How about the weather, though? You got a nice little breeze. Beautiful, beautiful weather playing. These past couple days, you know, it's been hot, you know, in the earlier on the week. And then these past couple days, you get a nice breeze in there. I mean, this is ideal football weather. You can pull on a little over sweatshirt if you want, but it's not quite that cold yet. But it's just a beautiful breeze, you know, not too hot.
Next week ought to be the first real coming of fall.
Yep.
The first embers of it start to flare up.
Here we go. Snap over the head. Stars aren't going to get it in.
And he falls down way back.
Could that be the momentum boost they need? We know they've had trouble snapping the ball, and that's the second one. That's went about 10 yards behind them. And right there, Artesians, huge stop. Looks like these Stars are having some more cramping issues.
And that will be a turnover on downs. And that does appear to be the second player that is now out with cramps.
Yeah, those big guys for the Stars, they need to start sucking down on that water because they're cramping up a little bit. You know, you start to get into the late game, and you're sweating. You know, you're wasting all your energy. You got liquids flowing through your body, and then when you start to get a little low, you know, you're getting late in the game. That's when you start to cramp and things like that. So players got to make sure you stay hydrated throughout the game. Here we go, Chase Davis. Sending Lucas Dewey out wide. Watch the underneath pass. He throws it, but man, the wide receiver defensive back read it like an absolute book.
Landon Casey, though, getting what he could on that drive. Just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Still 2-10. And honestly, Braxton, so far, if you had one takeaway from this game from both sides, what would it be?
I would say good takeaway. Well, right there. That's a takeaway for the Artesians. Lucas Dewey, he's been just pounding and grounding. He's one of the positives you can take, and I think they got the face mask too, so they'll tack on 15 of that. But Lucas Dewey is definitely the positive for the Artesians and for the Stars. I mean, their offense, specifically their passing game. I think I've been really shocked at how well they can just air that thing out, specifically their QB with Dason Kirby. I think he's just been playing outstanding tonight. He's been hitting his targets. When he's under pressure, he can escape the pocket, hit someone. But man, he's just putting stuff on the money, giving his receivers a chance. So I think two players, Lucas Dewey and Dason Kirby, have been definitely stars of the show on both sides.
Now Chase Davis getting ready again. Handing it off to Lucas Dewey, who goes out wide, but he gets caught early by a B&L defender.
Yeah, Stars really just beat him to the point of attack there. I mean, they had him, getting him behind the line.
That looks to be number 9, Noah Strausser, one of the key players that Duggar, before the game, said to watch out for.
Yeah, he's an all-around athlete.
And it looks like Martinsville might have jumped the gun that time.
See both sides pointing at each other. So we'll see what happens here. The rest have had quite a bit of conversation in the middle. They've been trying to sort this game out.
If it is a penalty on B&L, that'll be their second of the drive.
Yeah.
Then they'll really be giving up major yardage.
Artesians look to be backing up, though, so you got to think maybe it was on the Arties.
Head ref is heading over to head coach Brian Duggar.
Looks like it'll be a false start against the Arties. So that'll back them up 5.
Definitely not what you'd love to see, but there's still time here in the third quarter to get some momentum going.
Davis going to take a shot to Casey.
And
Casey's
just
out of reach. He had the speed, had him by about a step, just overthrown, not able to come down with it. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Arties. 2:50 to go here in this third quarter. You got to think the Arties going to air this one out. Probably a roll right or left, maybe a screen pass. You're going to maybe get Chase on the run trying to throw here. But you got to think they're going to air it out or something like that. Keep this drive alive. We'll see. Oh, something. Looks like we're tacking up some yards. I think they may have called a pass interference. Just when you think the Artesian's going to be in a 3rd and forever. Stars have a penalty. That'll give them a 2nd and 1. So now that shot the Artesians want to take, I'd go ahead and take it right now again.
But it looks like they will hand it off to Lucas Dewey, who goes wide out to the left and just bulldozes straight through someone to get that first down.
He's a bulldozer, man. He gets the ball going downhill. He's not gonna go down easily, and he just kept chucking away at those yards. Gets the first down and more.
I would hate to be the first defender that has to go up against him.
Yeah, you got to wait for your friends to get there. You don't want to meet that guy in a hole all alone, or you're not gonna be able to get up in the morning the next day. I'll tell you that. He is a tough runner.
Everything's gonna be sore.
Yeah. Flag thrown. A lot of flags here. I think it's an encroachment on the Stars.
And it does look like the Artesians gain 5 off of the penalty. 1st and 5 now, 2:30 to go in the third quarter.
Sure will. Yeah, you got a 1st and 5. Wouldn't be surprised if the Artesians start taking shots at the end zone. And when you got a deficit like this, you got to start trying to chip away.
Not quite in red zone range, but still close enough to start taking some beat
Jason
shots.
Ferry's got a step. Oh, my goodness.
just slipped right through his fingers on that one.
You can't really put a ball in a better place there. I mean, he threw it right on the money. Hit Jace LaFerry right in the shoulder pads. Popped right off. I mean, that's kind of been the story of the game. The Artesians been close, but they just have silly mistakes like that.
Close, but not close enough.
Nope. So second, I mean, no terrible damage. Obviously, you want the catch, but still in a second and manageable here.
Still could easily hand it off to Dewey and start chipping away at that.
He must have heard you because they're doing that just thing, and that'll get a first.
Bulldozing through people easily to get the first down and some more. 1st and 10 at the BNL 20, I believe.
So you're nearing around 2 minutes to go. You're down big chunk here, so you got to score, and you got to score quick. You know, you got to start thinking at the clock in your favor.
Got to get that ball out fast from here on out.
Yeah. They're going to give it to Dewey again.
Dewey coming back. Easily gaining over 5 yards. Just pushing forward through this BNL defense. And, you know, I really think it's not a bad plan to go ahead and hand it off to Dewey, but they need to start slinging the rock a little bit more, even if it isn't the best decision with the defensive ends BNL has. Yeah. They definitely need to start either freezing the clock with some drop passes or just trying to get some big yardage off a throw.
Clock will be interesting. See how that comes into play. Looks like they're going to start winding the play clock now. Hand out to Dewey once again. He's going to have some room. Man, he's been taking some shots. Doesn't go down easily. He's been running the ball hard tonight. I think we have another flag. Refs are chatting once again. False start against the Artesians. That'll back them up 5. So 1:08 to go here at Ciderwoods Field. Artesians down 33-9, 2nd and long, trying to get in the end zone for the first time in this second half. Throwing the screen pass, no one there. They got a lot of blockers. This should be in the end zone, and it will. He'll
Dewey
walk
straight to the end zone.
Oh my goodness, was that a flag? I think someone may have been holding. Just a careless penalty, man. You have 3 blockers to block one guy, and they end up holding. I mean, what a play call. He was wide open.
Definitely not what you love to see.
No. Just penalties like that have just killed the Artesians tonight. Silly mistakes. I think it was holding out there on the wide receiver. You had one guy to block. So that'll negate that touchdown. Artie's going to have to try to find a way to get in the end zone once again. Davis rolling, got a man. Nice catch.
Still a first down at Pierce.
Yep, get a first down. He got 48 seconds. The Artesians probably want to score before the third quarter ends. Nice catch there from LaFerry. So here we go. The Artesians going quick. 1st and goal. Going to send Casey in motion. They're going to give him the jet. Has some room. Down right around the 3. Again, I think the Artesians probably going to want to go a little quickly here. You want to get it in the end zone before the third quarter so you can have an extra clock stop before the fourth quarter stops. Again, 18 seconds. Davis going to hand out to Dewey. Dewey just short of the goal line, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Artesians down 33-9. You are watching Martinsville Artesian football on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel and IHSAA TV.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance.
We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
And we are back here at the start of the fourth quarter. Artesians, 3rd and goal from about the 2. Give it to Dewey. Dewey walks in the end zone for a touchdown.
Just the easiest touchdown they could get right there.
You have the big guys up front trying to create a hole. Got the lights flickering now. Artesians down 33-15 now. Not dead yet. You can't give up on them. You know what this team did last year. You know what they're capable of. I know a lot of people in Martinsville, they're not tuning out just yet. You got to wait till the final whistle with the Artie squad. They're going to have to make some stops on defense, though. They're going to hopefully need to do it quickly, too, because clock, again, you got 11:56 to go in the game, but you got to start thinking scores quick. You can see they're going to go for 2 here. They had a little diamond action up front. They're going to shift it. Send Potter off in motion. They're going to roll out, trying to hit Potter off, not open, so they're just going to chuck it straight over, incomplete.
Not the easiest pass there. Bedford definitely doing their job, locking up Potter off there.
Yeah, they tried to have Potter off slip out into the end zone there, but the Stars have been covering it really well. They've honed in on Potteroff, haven't allowed him to get open. Their secondary's been playing pretty well, too. They're step for step with the Artesians everywhere they go. Been playing really well tonight. So Artesians will kick this off. Charlie Rollins.
Dewey last year scoring a total of 7 touchdowns. Definitely a big factor in the Artie's offense last year.
And he didn't even really play running back at the beginning of the year. You had Austin Pryor, who was starting running back, and then he got hurt, so Dewey got the nod and played defense a lot too. So he's just an all-around athlete. He can hit people and he can run over people. And Dewey kind of does it all. A tough kid. He's been putting his work on this program for a few years now, and he's got one last ride, senior year.
Ought to be a fun one.
Should be. So Rollins set to kick this one off. Again, this Artesian's going to start needing to make stops and make them rather quickly, because you got to score at least 2 more times in a field goal, or you're going to have to score 3 times now. So with that extra 2-point conversion attempt failed, Artesian's got to score 3 times. So you got to stop the Stars 3 times. See if they can do it. Rollins again set to boot. He showed what he can do. They're going to try and onside it. Oh, my goodness. Stars
Just
took a pop, but I think
wood on that one.
Now, how he came up with that, I'm not sure. But Stars, they've just made some big plays. Right there, you got 6 Artesian defenders just going. You can't kick that any better. You can't draw it up any better. You hit the guy where you wanted to hit him, and he just somehow got the ball. So, can't ask for much better execution from either team.
Nope. Charlie definitely put that in a spot where they could get it, but B&O just would not let go of the ball.
No, I mean, he took a shot, and he had it. So, Stars will have the ball right around midfield. 11:57 to go here in this first quarter. First and 10, Stars going to throw the bubble screen just out of reach.
That is a good play for the Artesians, getting a little bit of time to save on the clock.
Yeah, he stops the clock, and I think the D-line there got some pressure. You know, you get pressure on QB, make him make a decision quick, and he's able to get to him. He misthrows his time a little bit and not able to come down with it. Handoff, trying to get the edge.
Just a nice handoff there. Faked everyone out on that one.
Huge third down here. Huge third down. You got about 3rd and 6. Probably going to air it out. Are you in 4-down territory at this point? The Stars, you never know what they could do. They faked the punt earlier. They went for it on 4th down. So they got a lot up their sleeve. Again, they're going to be wasting as much clock as possible. Probably going to air this out. Watch for number 15. He's been their go-to guy in these situations. Probably going to run something short. You don't need a deep ball. Watch the stick, see if you can get something going. Just off the hands, and that'll stop the clock. And the Stars will have to think about if they want to punt or not. Huge stop there for the Artesians. Will they punt? Don't see the punting team going on the field yet. They will now.
Definitely a big decision for B&O.
Yeah.
If you decide to punt, you're giving Martinsville a very good chance with 11 minutes here in the 4th quarter.
You got to watch. You know, this offense can go for it if they want to. They did it on the punt a couple times ago, so team's got to stay home. They tried to. A block punt here would go a long way, too. Nice high punt. LaFerry going to get it and just get tackled right around the 15-yard line. So the Artesian offense going to have another possession. That's all you could ask for at this point. The defense did their job there. Didn't waste much clock, and they got the stop. So Artesian offense, again, you got to score 3 times. They can chip away at it right now. Quinn, what are the emotions going through the head right here? What are we feeling?
A little bit of apprehension with a little bit of, hope that, the Artesians can just come back from this, do it like they did last year against Decatur, and just try and have a miracle in their favor here.
Speaking of a miracle, he's going to throw up a prayer, and it is intercepted by the Stars. Stars got a lot of blockers in front.
Number 13, Jackson Jones, doing his best to try and get a pick 6 here. Just trying to avoid running into as many red jerseys as possible, but he gets taken down at around the 10-yard line.
And we have a flag on the field. Dewey looks like he's shaken up. I think he may have took a shot from a Star. Couple flags, actually. We got another flag. I think we have about 4 flags down. I know at least one of them is probably against the Stars, probably 2.
If it's 2, not only would that cancel out the interception, but that would also give the Artesians a lot of yards to work with.
Yeah, we'll have to see where it was called. I mean, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 flags on the field right now. A lot of chatting needs to be done. So here we go. We got a helmet-to-helmet hit against the Stars. That will take off some of that gain from the pick.
That might have been who Lucas Dewey had gotten hit by.
The next one will be personal foul on the return team. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the return team Stars as well. So we may have quite a bit of yards you're taking off from the Stars.
Unfortunately, the interception will still stand, however.
So, yeah, they would have had the ball around the 13-ish yard line. Let's see where this is going to end up. I have a feeling they are going to be walking for a while.
I do have a feeling, though, this is going to be a very run-heavy drive.
I think this was a 30-yard penalty here, Glenn.
If that was a 30-yard penalty, that would just really kill that interception play.
Wow. So they would have had it around
the 10-ish yard line.
Yes, that's probably about a 30-yard penalty there. 215's tacked on. So that negates the it's about where he caught the interception, so let's just pretend he went down there. 10:44 to go. Artesians need yet again another stop. Artesians need a stop, and they need it quick. Kirby, another high snap going nowhere in the backfield. He is going the wrong direction.
And that is
Slung
a
down.
major loss on yards. BNL not having fun here.
They're not going the right direction.
We'll get an opportunity to milk this clock to the 9-minute mark.
Yeah. So second and forever. Clock will continue to tick.
Surprising fact, BNL has not scored since the beginning of the third quarter. The entirety of the second half.
Not sure QB was ready for that one. It looked like no one was, so they're going to go back once again. We're going to have about a third and really, really, really long.
Definitely is going to be one heck of a play for BNL to try and complete.
So third and forever. The Stars going to air this one out. We will see. Again, watch number 15. They've showed that they can exploit all these wide receivers. He's going to take a shot in the flat. Nothing much going for him. So that'll force the Stars to punt. Again, around 9 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. So the Artesians are going to get yet another stop here. This Artesian defense has really tightened it up here in the second half. Obviously the Stars aren't passing it as much as they did in the first. But thus far, they haven't given up any points, and they've been stopping them when they need to. Offense needs to get going, though, and they need to get going quick. Jace LaFerry going out there to return this punt. Artesians may have got a tip. That one going pretty far. LaFerry going to lose it. Nice block from Dewey. He's going to get around the 25-yard line.
Definitely a nice return there from LaFerry.
Yeah, you kind of wonder there for a second where that was going to go, but he was able to gain back some yards.
Should be a very pivotal drive here for Martinsville.
Davis rolling out to his left, a lot of room. Those to LaFerry, not sure how in the world he came down with that. I mean, he took a shot, somehow got it. Man, he took a shot there.
Definitely is a heavy hit laid down there by BNL.
Yeah. Artesian's going quick. Nice throwing catch there. Davis to LaFerry.
Definitely trying to avoid taking this clock away too much.
Dewey got some room. Picks up about 8. Again, clock really coming into a factor here.
7:40 left to go here in your game. You know, trying to do all they can to just make this clock tick, 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 tick.
Uh-oh, Chase not going the right way here. Luckily escaped one.
And just deflected by number 1 there, Daxton Short. Nearly had his hands on another interception from Chase Davis.
I think they got the stars to jump there.
3 flags out at once again. And that is a first down for Martinsville.
Yep, they'll need that one.
7:25.
Here we go, 7:25. 3 to 15, Artesians 1st and 10.
And Davis, a little wide receiver screen there.
Gain of about 6, maybe 7. Clock continues to run.
Definitely just trying to rush back to the line.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go and you got to go quick. Davis got to take a shot
And
there.
it looks
got
like he has a
LaFerry.
man wide open. Oh,
great play by the Stars. Man, just where they need to be when they need to do it. Driving Axon just right there. LaFerry had him on the crossing route. Then Axon just comes right in and breaks it up. They've just been making the right play when they need to do it. 7 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Artesian's probably going to keep airing this thing out. Got to get something.
if I were them, I would definitely just keep trying to find open spaces. And Lucas just gets taken down there.
Yeah, Gibson Crane getting him in the backfield there. Bring up a fourth.
And I feel like this is a no discussion. You have to go for it here with so little time left on the clock and such a big gap.
This could be the ball game here. The Artesians get it. You keep yourself alive. If you don't, not looking good.
Things start to look a little bit bleak.
Dude's going to get the ball.
And
it's going to be really close. I think he got it. We'll see.
He did not. See, the refs are arguing here.
Yeah, he'll get it by a good yard.
Whew. I got a little worried there.
Yeah. I think the judge on the far side had him marked a little short, but the judge on the Artesian sideline, he gave him the benefit of the doubt there. Oh, so Artesians will get the first down again. Clock not necessarily in your favor. Got to score quick.
Nearly towards the 6-minute mark here. First down for the Artesians.
Nice pickup block there from Dewey.
And a nice catch there by the Artesians. Number 2, Landon Kazee.
Yeah, Landon Casey there. Able to haul that one in. Nice route, tiptoe on the sideline. Able to get a couple hands on it. That'll give him a first down. Even better, he gets out of bounds. So clock will stop, pick up the first down. He's going to run the screen. Potteroff gets it. Got some room. He's going to take a shot, go out of bounds once again. Nice play call from the Arties, keeping things moving. Flag thrown at the end. Another flag thrown.
Hopefully not on the Artesians. I saw one of the defensive linemen trying to break through there. Hopefully it's not a holding penalty.
Again, these refs have been having quite the conversations today. They've been having a lot of things they've been having to sort out and things like that. We'll see what this one is. I think one of them might be an unsportsmanlike on the Arties. Not sure about the others. So it looks like there was a hold, I think, that they're going to end up calling against the Artesians, so that'll back them up.
Yikes. I was worried there because I saw one of the defensive linemen break through on the left towards Davis, forcing him to roll out.
Yeah.
And the running back had to come in. Must have got holding a little bit.
So I think they do end up calling the unsportsmanlike on the Artesians, and that will back them up a long way.
Well, at least it's first and forever and not fourth and forever.
That is true, Quinn. That is a good point.
Artesians have not plenty of time, but enough ample time to try and get it back to where they were.
So here we go. Yep, time slowly slipping away. Going to do a little draw to Lucas Dewey. A lot of room. Delayed handoff, and Lucas Dewey got to pick up a lot of that penalty yardage back. He'll get right around the original line of scrimmage. So the Artesians get a nice play there. You think you're going to pass it, you wait a second, you get the lineman downfield, and then you just hand it off to Dewey. Nice play call there from the Artesians.
And a flag immediately comes out. False start.
A lot of laundry. You know, we talked about first game, and nothing's going to be perfect. This game hadn't been very pretty on both sides. There's been a lot of flags, not just on the Artie side, but the Stars have had some not go their way as well. So that'll back them up 5.
A lot of stuff that needs to be cleaned up before the second game of the season.
Yeah, and I think we'll slowly see more and more clean football. You know, obviously first game of the year, there's a lot of stuff to improve, work on, and we'll slowly start to see those flags hopefully get cleaned up as the year goes on.
And a nice over-the-top throw there to the Artesians, number 5, Jace LaFerry.
LaFerry going to catch that one, get straight down. The Artesians going to need to go to the line quick.
Just trying to rush to that line every single time. 3 and 7. Most likely going to be a passing play here.
Davis going to hand it off to Dewey. Dewey's got a lot of room. He's got, oh, he just trips up. Man, if he wouldn't have tripped, he would have been going to the races. He was nothing but green grass in front of him in an end zone there, but loses his footing. We'll get the first down again. Clock continues to roll. Artesians need to punch it in here.
Sometimes it's your own feet that are your worst enemy.
Yeah, they can. Turf Monster, he's a pretty dangerous guy.
Just ask Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, a fumble, and the Stars recover. Now, there may have been a whistle before the play. It will be Stars ball.
Yikes.
That could be the nail in the coffin here, Quinn.
That could be.
5:02 to play. You're probably going to see nothing but handoffs from the Stars.
Let's see what B&L gets on this drive.
Stars, all they need to do is just keep milking this clock.
And this time it's a draw straight up the middle. And B&L's running back is just gone. He's got that first down again.
So Stars in control here. 4:45 and counting. First and 10 here.
And another high snap there.
Yeah, they're going to have to work on those snaps in practice. They've had some struggle there.
Just barely had another first down. Just barely almost had another first down there. But instead it might be like 2nd and 1. Nearly 4 minutes to go here in this game. Like you said, the nail in the coffin was put in. I feel like the coffin top is just slowly closing here on the Artesians' hopes.
Yeah, not looking good. And this isn't the ideal way to start your season. The past few years, the Artesians another snap going over the head. But past few years, the Artesians usually start off the year 1-0. And credit to the Stars, they've come out this year and
really upset the Artesians.
Yeah, the Artesians definitely had the number of the Stars in years past, but tonight the Stars came out swinging. Coach
Braden definitely did a good job turning this team around.
Sure did. Your first game in your own alma mater, and this is how you show out. You got to be proud of your team. They came in prepared really well, and they really gave it to the Artesians tonight. Artesians got a lot of room for improvement. That's one positive you can take of tonight. You got a lot of work to be done, and I think there's a lot of hope on this team. They got talent, they got some weapons, and I think they just need to find their stride. It may not happen next week. It may take a little bit, but I think the potential of this team is a lot better than what they showed tonight. And I think, don't count the Artesians out yet. They're going to get some things right. They're going to fix some things. And
there's still a lot this new generation has to learn before the old generation passes on.
Oh, yeah. So Stars got it here in a 3rd and forever. They've had their way with 3rd and longs here tonight. Gilbert will get out of bounds.
Gilbert's had himself a game today.
Yeah, he has. He's been the man of the hour. Just giving it to him anytime, whether it be deep or nice little out route. I mean, they've been just feeding him the rock. So you'd have to think the Stars going to punt this thing away, but not before a timeout. So timeout called there by the Stars. I think they had a little bit of confusion on what they wanted to do. So they'll be able to decide most likely probably punt this thing away, give the Artesians one last glimmer of hope. But they'd have to score really quick. And
it has to be a really quick score.
Yeah.
Just a very deep ball. Hopefully it gets past the DBs and just straight into the end zone.
Yeah. So we'll be 4th in about 17 here for the Stars. You got to think they're going to punt. Your Artesians offense will have yet again another chance. But how about this Artesian defense? I mean, they really struggled in the first half, but I'm not sure what they said in the locker room, but it worked. I mean, they have really came out in this second half, haven't allowed a score. It was 33-9 at half, and they came out and they played really well.
Definitely doing a great job on defense.
Yeah. They've figured some things out.
Some things out on offense. This team will really be clicking come next game.
Yeah, they do. And a lot of the penalties. I mean, they had the interception. They've had a couple of fumbles, just stuff you can control. And it's not like they're just getting dominated up front or they just don't have the athletes. It's a lot of stuff that you can control, you can fix, and things like that. And hopefully, week by week, this Artesian team will continue to improve. Again, there's a lot of improvement to be done. They know that. Everyone knows that. And I think the Artesians will learn from this and keep improving. But it's not over yet. 3:06. Still some time to go. Davis going to take a shot, and that one will be intercepted.
Definitely not what you'd like to see if you were trying to turn this one around.
Oh, I guess it'd say it hit the ground.
Yikes. Lucky for Davis there.
Oh, the other ref's calling it a catch. So I guess they will call an interception after the other ref overturned it.
Davis looking frustrated on the sidelines.
One ref helping out another. One called an incomplete. The other came in. Said, no, he caught that. So the Stars will have the ball. 3 minutes to go. Probably going to drain out this clock one last time.
Three minutes left to go. You can't help but think that this is just going to be all running plays from here on out until the clock expires.
Yeah.
Definitely was a learning experience for both teams, however.
Totally agree. There's a lot you can take away from this. You know, you can hang your head and kind of just go about your day, or you can get better. You can learn from it, and I think the teams are going to choose option B. They're going to learn from this. You know, there's always positives you can take away in a negative, bad situation. And,
Coach Duggar's definitely going to help them achieve that in practice. You know, just trying to get back into a flow, ignore week one, and just try and focus on going 1-0 every week, like Duggar says.
Absolutely, 1-0 every week. You know, film session tomorrow. Going to be a little rough. I'm sure he's going to lay into the guys, let them hear it, but they'll get better. They'll learn. Again, a lot of learning points from tonight, and I think this B&L team a lot better than years past. You know, they came out, they totally changed their identity with passing the ball and things like that, and I think really like what Coach Tidd's been doing, and I think they have a bright future, bright season here at B&L. They got a lot of weapons over there. They can air that thing out. They got some receivers to throw it to as well. So Stars have a bright future ahead of them here.
For sure. I mean, they got a great quarterback that knows how to make the right decisions. They got great wide receivers who can both go deep and make good passes both in and out of.
Yeah, I think Dason Kirby just been having himself a night. I mean, I've talked about it time and time again, but he's just been putting the ball on spots. He's been throwing some great balls in the air, too. I mean, there's just catching those snaps that have been really everywhere. I mean, that they're going to need to work on that center to quarterback exchange.
And that might be the nail in the coffin there, as they'll probably most likely wait the 40 seconds out.
Yeah, they're probably going to end up punting this with a little bit to go. And the Artesians going to probably have the final possession. But, again, you never want to start off the year like this, but a lot of learning. You know, you get big rival Bloomington South next week, and they're loaded. They got a lot of good talent coming back, and the Artesians were able to beat them last year, an absolute thriller. So
definitely will be a show to see.
Yeah, that one. Rivalry seems to never disappoint. There's always something going on, usually a good game or things of that nature. That rivalry usually lives up to its hype. Looks like the Stars will call another timeout there so they can get things ready to punt.
Student section still had a great night tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of people showed up, a lot of people in support of the Artesians.
Western theme. They all had the flannels on, cowboy hats. Again, this crowd here tonight was amazing. They had people everywhere. Still a lot of people here coming here to park. It was hard to find a parking spot. I mean, I'm got about, feels like a mile walk out of here. Had to park so far away. There were so many people. But community showed out. Hope they can continue to come each and every week to support this Artesian football team. Lot of
definitely motivation for them too.
A lot of football to be played here this season.
Week one's always just a feeler week.
Yep. Again, a lot of mistakes that are not uncharacteristic. Very uncharacteristic from the Artesians. They'll get those fixed. We'll be back ready to go and get better and better each week. B&L will punt. So B&L will punt this thing away one more time.
One last punt for B&L.
Go to LaFair. That one's got some
juice on it.
Yeah. That one will bounce inside the 20, right around the 15. So the Artesians will get one last possession, and there is another flag back there.
Can't remember the last time B&L actually beat Martinsville in week 1, but it's definitely...
It's been a while. It definitely before my time playing. It's been a while, but credit to the Stars. They came out, fought for this win, and they got it.
Definitely showed great heart here tonight. Great skill.
Yeah, credit to the Artesians. They didn't quit. They kept trying and trying. Again, defense, second half different night and day. Looked a lot better.
It definitely did.
And I think there was a roughing the kicker to end this thing off, so the Stars will end up kneeling this ball out. Quinn, you know what the best part of this game is?
What is it?
It's about to be over.
Nice.
So one positive. you get this game over and you put it in the review mirror, you learn from it, and that's all you can do. You just got to get better. Look at the mistakes, see what you can do, and try to sort this thing out, because you got a big week next week against Bloomington South, and so you'll have to come out swinging. South will be ready. Final 30 seconds. Stars can feel it over there. They're jumping up and down. Artesians not going to be able to pull out this one. 33-15. The Stars will beat the Artesians. Exactly how the Stars wanted to start off their year. And they will go home feeling real good about themselves. Artesians, tough loss here at Cider-Woods Field to start off the year.
Very tough loss, and as the final seconds tick down, your final score, Bedford North 33, the Martinsville Artesians 15, and that will do it here from Martinsville High School. For special thanks to everyone in the RTV2 class who produced this game, along with Lucas Edwards, Andrew Sylvester, Hayden Murphy, Trevor Miles, Nick Tutterow. For those students, along with my broadcast partner, Braxton Dilly, I'm Quinn Sparenbleck. Thank you all for listening and watching, and I will see you next time.